How we doing, boys and girls? Welcome, welcome. How are we doing? How are we all this evening? Are we good? Are we golden? Are we Gucci? Who's selling what then? Who's selling what then? Lego selling like butter. I didn't know butter was something that sells a lot of, but yeah, Lego selling like butter, sure. Almost 500k in profit so far today. Not revenue. Boom. That's big. That is big. Dual Crafting's had some hard competition on my server, but managed to get some sales. Hey, fight through it. Fight through it. Don't know if you've had a chance to watch today's video yet, but trust me, if you fight through this early competition, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. Be in it for the long game, not the short game. Be in it for the long game. Right, it's been a good while since I've done a cancel scan by the looks of things, since I've stopped selling things. Some auction house PvP tonight, that is the plan of action. Some auction house PvP, a bit of crafting. I want to get in a position where I don't want to completely burn through all of my resources tonight, but I would like to finish the stream with as few materials as possible, considering I'm going to be taking the day off in case anything crazy or wonderful happens tomorrow. I don't want to be sat on a billion materials, but we'll see. Stay on the market till the bitter end, that's the plan. What do I need to do? Maintenance mode. We need to get our other character doing something. You need to be doing something. Create some Shadowghast ingots at the very least. I'm wondering at what point I decide to be a little bit more ruthless with my... When do I decide to be a little bit more ruthless with my pricing? Just to get some relatively cheap and easy experience points before next week. I cannot decide. It'll be interesting to see if last Saturday was one of my more successful streams in recent times. I think my stream last Saturday we hit almost 350 concurrent viewers. I wonder if we can repeat the same today. That'll be interesting, won't it? See how many people are actually still interested in coal making. Andreas, welcome, welcome. How we doing? Oh, what are we selling? Quick jewel cluster. Quick jewel cluster. Decided that it's we really do have to burn through some gems if we're going to profit with jewel crafting. Sitting with them all just in the bank right now is although once the raid comes out, like straight up gems, I'll be able to bang these out all day long once the raid actually pops. So, oh, I've just realised I need to change my Stream Elements latest video thing because it's not right. It's not right. Timers. Latest video. Crafting Legos TED Talk. Need the URL. There we go. There we go. Now Stream Elements will actually promote the correct thing. Have some sort of dilemma. I'd really like to join the leatherworking / blacksmithing market. Is it worth skilling enchanting now or wait until Wednesday? Enchanting is going to be very expensive now compared to what it will be on Wednesday. We've already seen the price of crystals drop pretty dramatically in the last couple of days. This is also aided by the fact that people are now working out how to farm eternal crystals. They are potentially farmable now. They have been for a little while, but not many people knew about it. Plus, it also required you to do a whole bunch of stuff to be able to do it. It requires you to be part of the Manthieus faction. Only people part of the Manthieus Covenant, should I say. Only people part of the Manthieus Covenant are able to do this, but it's a cheeky little way of getting some crystals, and this has caused a lot of them to appear on the auction house. This is only going to be made worse by the time that the raid comes out, that there will be an even bigger flood of crystals. So it's kind of one of those. If you think that you can, if you think you can level up enchanting with the prices that they are now, and still, you know, feel okay about that, then sure, go for it. Alternatively, just look at the price of the enchanted materials and actually see if it's worth having that enchanter even still. On most realms right now, the enchanted version of the materials are basically, there's basically no profit in it for the enchanter anymore anyway. So run the numbers, have a look. That's all I can suggest, really. So many Darwins on my server, sold 400 Nightshade at 500 gold before they destroyed everything. Their reason, the price isn't real. What? Yeah, you forget that people who farm things don't care what they sell it for the most part. They're not interested in what it sells for in the auction house. They're interested in quite simply how many of them can they get in an hour. People will do silly things. Enchanted hides are plus 400 gold, and enchanted Elysium is plus 100 gold. If you plan to go ham in the next few days, well, that's it. Yeah, especially in the terms of enchanted hides, definitely. But trust me, if you want to get into leatherworking right now, the cost of leveling enchanting is barely a drop in the ocean compared to what you're going to potentially look at spending with leatherworking right now. They care more about the sale than the gold they make. I know it's a bit crazy, isn't it? It never makes sense, but most people are not logical in what they do in this game, is what I've come to the conclusion over 12, 13, 14, however many years this game's been out. Well, it's been out 16 years now, hasn't it? Because it's just had its 16th birthday, which means I've played the game for probably close to 15 years then. Shadowghast Pauldrons, rank 1. Let's make a new one. Shadowghast Pauldrons, rank 1. Let's make a new one. Interestingly, I started selling these today. Not because... not for any other reason than... I don't know. Somebody must have reset the market on these. That's genuinely the only thing I can think of. They weren't profitable for me the last few days, but today, bang, they keep selling. They're popping off. So for as long as they keep selling, I'll keep making them. Executor joins the Morning Coffee Club. Shout out to you, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate the support. I've even got my coffee cup. It's got nothing in it, but shout out to you. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying. Let's... What server do I play on? Primarily Sylvanas. I've played on other servers a little bit. I've got a bit of gold spread around a few places, but my number one is Sylvanas, which back in the day was a absolutely popping server. It's slowed down a little bit in recent times though. Oh god, we're getting undercut really fast this evening. Executor, to save me replying to your message again, quite simply that it's very difficult to tell exactly where the prices are going to go up and down. The fact that the what's the word I'm looking for? The vendor shuffles got nerfed literally like a day before the weekend. We naturally see a dip in prices at the weekend anyway, because more people are farming, more people are trying to sell materials. They tend to dip at the weekend and come back up slightly. That's the natural pattern of most resources. Now, bearing in mind that we had 2 reasons for there to be an influx of heavy callous hide. The first reason being that it's just basically getting to be the weekend. But the second reason, the fact that they nerfed a whole bunch of vendor shuffles and people switched their focus from 2x4 farming for cloth, and they switched their focus to doing some skinning. So double the reason for there to be extra leather in the markets right now. So just be careful. But I mean, it may not bounce back exactly to a level that it was once previously, but it only takes one big goblin to swoop in and buy up half the auction house, and then all of a sudden you realise that the price is high again. So, have you seen the ghost iron? Lots of servers, the quantity is dropping and the prices are going up. My money's on the fact that people are no longer farming the old stuff right now. Their focus is very truly on anything Shadowlands related. Why would you fly around and pick up ghost iron ore and make yourself 5,000 gold an hour when you can skin a few beasts and make yourself 30,000 gold an hour? And there's still I imagine a lot of people that are just churning out their sky golem factories, you know. So actually focusing on some of the owned content stuff right now is probably pretty profitable, because most people have taken their eyes off it. Did I do a cancel scan then and not actually press the cancel button again? Charlie, you absolutely want to get out there and do some farming, my friend. You can make a ridiculous amount of gold. That 20k that you've got right now, you'll double that in literally 30 minutes, just by running out there, picking up some herbs, doing some mining. You're going to have to invest some time, but that time will pay off pretty quickly. And then once you've got a whole bunch of gold, then you can start looking at the professions in a bit more detail. Good thing I bought 6,000 ghost iron ore for 5 gold each. 5 golds are pretty solid. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a price floor on ghost iron ore at that point. But for the most part, if you can get it around 5 gold, you can turn it into a bunch of things pretty profitably at that point. On my server traditionally, now it's been slightly different more recently, because we were, with 8.3, we were kind of in Pandaria a lot. And so because of that, it did drop the price of ghost iron. But traditionally on my realm, it was always about 15 gold a piece ghost iron ore. So if you could get it for less than 10, if you could get it for as low as 5, you were doing really well. Selling them in stacks of 400. You do know that stacks are not a thing anymore, right? No, but I get you. Yeah. Sell it in a quantity that's attractive to people, should we say. Sean, thanks for the sub. Welcome. For rank 1s, do you post as many as you can or only a few at a time? I post 1 at a time. Any more than 1 at a time, maybe 2 at a time. And you're for the love of God, do not post. If you're the kind of guy, I mentioned this earlier in stream. It was still early. I hadn't had my coffee. It was probably a little harsh, but I think I used the phrase: if you post more than if you post 15 legendaries at once, you're a moron. I still stand by that, but I do understand it's a little bit harsh. Yeah, 1 or 2 at a time, max. Creating these price walls by dumping 15 on the auction house is only hurting yourself and the rest of the market that's trying to like do the same thing. Unless you're intentionally trying to crash the market, of course. If you're intentionally trying to crash a market, then you're still a moron, honestly. A slightly more light-hearted moron, but still a moron. Ooh, Shadowgast Ring. We should have played the Shadowgast Ring game. I forgot. Sorry, my bad. A rank 3 Shadowgast Ring though. 30k for a rank 3 Shadowgast Ring. Somebody on my server needs a slap. That's way too cheap. That is way too cheap. I mean, I'll take the sale because it means that somebody else didn't get it, but I need to have a little look into that market. The price of the Essence of Rebirth does not support those things being sold for less than 30k a piece. Do you actually play the game, or are you just playing the auction house for gold? I play the game a lot. The matter of the fact is, though, at this moment in time, you can make enough gold in the first few weeks of Shadowlands to comfortably mean that you don't have to worry about gold for the rest of the expansion. And on that basis, I'm happy to forego not playing the game outside of the auction house as much as I'd like to right now. I wonder what's caused these Shadowgast rings to go down to less than 30k on a rank 3. That's bonkers. Let's investigate. Who did the crazy thing? Who did the crazy thing? See, this is just moronic. Just absolutely. Just don't do this. Yeah, don't do this either. Rank 2... yeah, just don't do this. Oh my god, there's a lot of rank 1 rings. That's why. Another wall of 15. That same dude posted all 15 of his rank 2s. Some people are just out there to make no gold. What's the reason rank 3s are going so cheap? Nobody's warned them off. Nobody's warned them off, but they went from 75k down to 39 instantly. Then somebody thought that 39 was obviously way too expensive and went down to 35. And then this dude decided 35 was obviously way too expensive, and if he undercuts to 28, he's going to make a sale really quickly. And look how that paid out for him. I'm genuinely tempted to buy all of these out, just to reset the price. But the only other thing I might do is just stop selling them. That's a possibility. I could just stop selling them. What is a rank 3 actually costing me? What's the actual price? Not the price I want to sell it at, but the actual price. Rank 3 neck. These are not anywhere near this sort of value. So rank 3, yeah. Nobody's able to make rank 3s for less than 30k. That's bananas right now. You'd have to be getting, to do that, you'd have to be getting perceivably, you would probably have to be getting your Leystrite ore for about 14 gold, I think. Leystrite ore, 14 gold. Yeah. 15 gold. Okay. Well, the way to fix this is to see what the price of Leystrite ore is right now. And then we go Leystrite ore, 12 gold a piece. 13 gold a piece. Ah, okay. People are going to be able to make them at that price. That's fair. That's fair. So if people are getting their Leystrite ore on average for, let's say you can buy it in reasonable quantity up to 13. And how much of it can you buy? You could comfortably buy, can you buy 10k of it? You can probably buy 10k of it at less than 13 gold a piece. That's going to get you somewhere in the region of 74 rebirth. 74 rebirth at rank 3. 74 rebirth at rank 3. That will allow you to craft 3 rank 3s. Outside of that, yeah, okay, I'll play this game, that's fine. I'll play the game, I'll sell them for that price. Because I'm willing to not make as much profit on them. I get my essences for cheap. I had my essences for cheaper than that though, so it's fine. 29 gold for rank 3. I have one guy on my server that halves the price of rank 4 rings. People do silly stuff. On a high pop server, how much should Leystrite go for? No clue. It's a high pop server. They do crazy things. It could be 30 gold one day. It could be 7 gold the next day. The art of playing the high pop server is to know when to buy when it's at its cheapest. And to have big pockets so that you can buy it all. Is alchemy worth investing in? To answer your previous question, I was talking about alchemy a fair amount this morning. Alchemy is going to be a difficult one. Weirdly for alchemy, I don't think alchemists will actually make the most gold with alchemy. The people that are going to make the most gold with alchemy, or when we talk alchemy, we're talking flasks, potions, that sort of thing. It's going to be the people that buy and flip materials. People that are buying up all of the herbs when they see them cheap right now are going to sell them back to all the alchemists when they're expensive next week. The problem with alchemy is that you don't even need to be level 60. You literally only need to have Shadowlands. And in fact, there is literally 0 barrier to entry for alchemy. Any man and their dog, or any person in their dog, 2020, any person and their dog can stroll in to level up alchemy, start crafting potions and flasks. It's not going to be mega profitable unless you buy your materials for cheap. Mario, thanks for the sub. Welcome, welcome. I've had a slow afternoon for sales so far. I really do hope it picks up. Really do hope it picks up. I've done about 1 million gold in revenue the last couple of days. I don't want to let that tradition slip. How long do you think you can make a lot of money through skinning? Skinning's going to be a good profession for a while. The first time you'll start to see a drop off in skinning, I feel, will be when you start to get people on your server that are repeatedly hitting rank 4s in their crafts. Because until that happens, you'll always have those people that try and boost to rank 4. And that in itself is going to hoover up a lot of the materials from skinning. Soon as people stop trying to zerg their way to rank 4s, and the market is basically reliant then on the actual demand for legendaries, which will be people crafting them and selling them at a profit. Once the ranking stage is gone, that's when we'll see a definite decline in skinning. But interestingly, as of next week, once the raid comes out and once Mythic Plus comes out, I have a really good feeling that the price of the materials, especially things like the skinning materials, will actually go up. Because right now, apart from doing a little bit of gearing, running their Mythic Zeros, maybe leveling an ult, maybe doing some basic campaign stuff, I would imagine a lot of people who plan to raid and a lot of people who plan to do Mythic Plus are just killing time. And how are they killing time right now? They're probably doing a bunch of farming because it's easy. So there'll be a big bunch of people that will then stop doing that early game farming because they'll actually be doing the thing they want to do in the game. So, but no, it's all subjective. We never know. We can only guess. Is it possible to calculate whether it's worth to mill herbs or not with TSM? I'll have to make my own string for them. I don't think relying on something like TSM to tell you whether it's worth milling or not is a sensible idea, because it's never going to get the price right. Because you need some level of human intuition into that. Because at what point do you value it to be worthwhile milling the herbs? Is it at the point where the inks are profitable, or is it at the point where the products that you use the inks are profitable, or is it at the point where the pigments are profitable? There's lots of different options. Relying on an add-on to tell you that is probably not wise to do in the first place. I made a boo-boo with shrouded cloth. When I heard they nerfed the farms, I invested 680k at 7 gold each. Ooh, that is quite a boo-boo. That is quite a boo-boo. I was quite lucky. I never stocked up very heavily on materials. I stocked up a reasonable amount of shrouded cloth, but that was mainly because I planned to level my mage for tailoring and was ultimately only going to use it to level up tailoring anyway. But since tailoring is a bit of a dumpster fire right now, I'm kind of waiting on tailoring. Thermal anvils aren't selling, you lied. Nobody wants them. Trust me, people do. Maybe not in the amounts or for the price that you're paying though. I looked at the auction house yesterday to buy a thermal anvil because some long boy was standing next to the post box and somebody was trying to charge 500 gold for it. And needless to say, I didn't buy it. But if it was 50 gold or 100 gold or maybe even 250 gold, I might have bought it. Right, this is shocking. Where's all the sales gone? Like, no word of a lie. Where have all the sales gone? Am I genuinely just getting undercut within seconds? This dude annoys me. I don't know who this is, and I'm not sure if it's somebody that watches the stream, but if they do, I'll be quite openly and say, this annoys me. This dude has not only been like undercutting pretty heavily on a lot of leather working stuff, he's also been trying to scam cheap materials off people. He's been doing the 1 gold material trick. Did somebody genuinely just buy 100 of my Essence of Rebirths at like 950 gold a piece? Oh boy. Did somebody just do a market reset on them then? Surely that's the only reason they bought that many. No, they're just a fool. Oh my god, let's get more on the auction house really quickly. Well, that flip paid off. Resetting that market definitely paid off. What did I buy those for earlier today? How many did I buy and what did I buy them for? Ledger. Expense. Essence of Rebirth. I bought 367 earlier for an average of 516 gold. And somebody just bought 100 of them, because that's all I had listed, for 950 gold a piece. So I've still got 267 left. Yet I've had half of my cost given back to me. So the 250 I got left, my end cost for those is about 250 gold right now. That's just made my essences nice and cheap. Excellent. Not only has it made my essences that I still have left nice and cheap, it's also meant that that dude that's just bought 100 of them, which is very, very clearly going to be to craft 10 rank 1 rings, surely is going to be in for a shock when he can't sell them. That now makes my essence price 4 times cheaper than his. Ooh. Game on. Legendary sales are non-existent this morning. Yeah, I've not had many legendary sales in a little while. It comes quickly though. It comes in spurts. I hate that word. It's weird. But it comes in, it's like buses, you know? You wait at a bus stop for 20 minutes, nothing. Then 3 buses turn up. You're like, come on, what's going on now? To the point I think my other character's just logged out because of inactivity. What can we get this guy doing? Shadowgast ingots, we don't need to be crafting it anymore. We're up to nearly 2,000 Shadowgast ingots now. That should last us a little while. Have we got all of the gear? We're not lacking any of the gear, I don't think. We should have at least 1 of each, maybe 2 of some of them. My Shadowgast Greaves actually are very near to rank 3. I only need 4 more rank 2s and I'm at rank 3. That'll be a good one. A few more sales of the helms today could also work in my favour. Right, we're stocked up. We're stocked up on blacksmith stuff. You know full well the second I log out of blacksmithing, I'll sell a legendary. It's destiny. Finally hit revered with the wild hunt for that cheap shards. Yeah, I need to get my ass into gear and just get revered with some, or better still, exalted with somebody. Cut the cost of these arboreal shards down. Costing me a bomb. Pallid bone officially under 1 gold now. Is it really? Might as well just put it in the bin. Just get in the bin. Dunzo. Check we got all of these. Arm guards, we got one. Gauntlets, we got one. Greaves, we've got one. Helm, yes. Pauldrons, double yes. Why is Pauldrons a double yes? Oh, it's a double yes because we've got rank 2. We've got 2. Why have we got 2 pairs of bone shattered treads? Oh, I know why, because I bought a pair. That's why. Market flips and that. We've got one of those. One of those. One of those. Basically got one of all of them. That's good. That's what we need. That's what we need. Did we sell something? A quick jewel cluster. Not exactly what I wanted. I was kind of hoping that this dude that bought 100 of these essences might come back for another 100. It'd be, hang on. Let's just see ever so quickly if out of nowhere, like a whole bunch of new jewel crafting legendaries, especially the rings. Odds on it was this dude that bought the. I would literally put money on the fact that it was this dude that bought those essences. Then I would put money on it. I bet there's exactly 15 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Oh my god, I've just sold more as well. I sold 15 more. I would put money on those being sold to whoever Hagbean is. Can I see here? No, it only tells you who buys it if it's a piece of gear. I've never understood that. If you sell a piece of gear, it tells you who buys it, but if they're materials, it doesn't tell you. Damn. You know what's really funny? Is that dude also posting rank 2s? Where's this Hagbean dude? Is he literally just going to power? He's not posted any rank 2s yet. Maybe he's not finished crafting them at outrageous prices. $9 gold a piece. 9 gold, 9k a piece. He just made 15 more to make one rank 2. Probably. Although he'd have needed 150 in the first place, so maybe he only bought 100 off me and bought 50 of somebody else's. Maybe I should be keeping that. That's the play, isn't it? Maybe I should be posting them in sets of 150, shouldn't I? So if somebody comes in and they just want to power rank 1, they just buy 150. Then I might sell them all in one go. Is TSM trolling anyone else? It keeps telling me I've sold a legendary for 500k. Then when you check the, yeah, it's basically the fact that the notifications you get in the chat, it doesn't. All TSM knows is that you sold an item with that name. So what TSM then does is it looks for one of your auctions with that name, and the first one it finds, it goes, that must be what sold, and then it reports it in the chat as what was it listed for, and it then reports it in the chat. The problem is if you've got rank 1s, rank 2s, rank 3s, rank 4s on the auction house, the first one it gets to, it just goes, it must have been that one that sold. Bang, reports it as that one. When in reality, it could actually have been any of the 4. It just goes by the name, it doesn't go by an item ID when it reports it to the chat window. Which, yeah, is kind of, it kind of, like, a few times I've gone, what, rank 4 sale, and then gone and looked and it's a rank 1, but... It also means, unfortunately, within TSM, when you hover over an item and it shows you how many you've bought or how many you've sold, it kind of doesn't actually give you, it doesn't work it out based on each rank, which is kind of annoying. Sapple's still working on the bugs. There's some ID problem I heard. There's a lot of bugs with TSM at the moment. There's a lot of bugs with TSM at the moment. TSM mailing just doesn't work right now, which is annoying. It's incredibly tempting to buy these dudes out. I mean, he also did. I mean, this guy did literally the worst thing he could have possibly done, right? Not only did he post a wall of 15 at once, he also posted a wall of 15 at once, undercutting something that is already less than cost by another 900 gold. 800 gold, sorry. Double moron. And the annoying thing is if I buy out all 15 of his, he's going to look at his mailbox and go, oh my god. Oh my god. And then he's going to do the same with rank 2. It's literally like, it's feeding the moron bear. That's what it is. And if you feed the moron bear just gets more hungry and does more moronic things. I genuinely hope this dude's not watching. But what kind of shopping strings am I using? I don't use shopping strings. I just know the material prices. Oh, you weren't even talking to me. Sorry. When I run a shopping scan on TSM, why do all the maps appear as more than 99999 price? Oh, I don't know. You've probably got it set to like 1 gold or something. You've probably got your shopping price to be like 1 gold, and then you've got it set to show auctions above max price. Or he'll craft 15 more rank 1s and buy the essences from you. And you know, technically, hang on, he bought 100 essences, didn't he? Let me show you what that cost him. He bought the essences of rebirth off me at 950 gold apiece. God knows what he bought the torments at, or where he got the torments from. In fact, he blatantly bought the torments off the auction house. So what are the torment prices right now? I love doing this. I love analysing people's just ridiculousness. So he bought the torments off the auction house. Okay, he got them pretty cheap. He probably got his torments for 273 gold apiece. That's actually mad level cheap right now. 273 gold apiece. God knows what he paid for his Shadowghast ingots, but we can only assume he just bought those as well. Because, let's be honest, at this point, why wouldn't he? So he bought them at 100 gold apiece. So, that dude spent 15,400 gold on each of those Shadowghast rings. He spent 15,400 gold on each one of those rings. To then, literally, go to the auction house and dump them on the auction house for, what did we say? For 9,000 gold apiece. He willingly gave away 6,000 gold on every one of those items. He literally burnt 90,000 gold doing that. Willingly, just to get to rank 2. He spent 90k just to get to rank 2 to then... Where's rank 2s? Has he posted any yet? Oh, he did. He posted one rank 2, look. And that was definitely the 15 he bought off me after. He spent 90,000 gold to be able to post an item for 13,000 gold. People make me laugh. Oh, I got to rank 2 rings and I only lost 6k per ring. Winner. Maybe he has millions, so 90k isn't much of a loss. Madness. Madness. Should I just take that 90k that he gave me for those essences? Because technically he gave me the 90k. That's what... Not only is he looking to waste another 90k. What I should... Yeah, I almost want to just buy some of these out now. That'll make him think that the market is really strong. He'll be like, wow, this market's crazy. I sold them almost instantly. And then he'll go and buy a whole bunch more of my essences to craft more rank 2s. Because he's rank 2 even. Like, where was his rank 2? Where was it? I shouldn't do this. This is a bit mean, really. But the rank 2s... Where does it start? It starts here. There we go. The rank 2. He put it for 13,000 gold. Based on those prices... based on those prices that he bought his materials for, right? He spent 23,000 gold on the rank 2. So he wasn't done losing 6k gold per rank 1. He wasn't done. He was not happy with only losing 6k gold. He had to lose 10k gold on his rank 2. Big brain plays. Big brain plays. This is why you can never predict what's going to happen on the auction house. You literally can't do it. You can't predict what's going to happen on the auction house quite simply because people will do crazy things that you can't possibly understand. The best you can do is speculate what will happen for the majority, or as an average. You'll always have these crazy outliers that do weird and wacky things that go completely against logic and rules. Not to mention the fact that I don't really understand why you'd have done it anyway, because you look at the auction house and look at the amount of competition you've got on the ring right now. Even on, in fairness, there's only 3 of us selling the rank 4 ring right now, but even the rank 2s is like literally a whole handful of people selling rank 2s, selling rank 3s. Mad. Absolute mad. He's also the kind of person though that will peace out of this game tomorrow. Like he won't sell any of these, or he might sell a few of them in fairness, but he'll peace out of this market completely in a day or two's time. But hey, maybe 100k is nothing to him. Maybe 100k just to say he's got rank 2. Maybe he'll do the same again next week on rank 2s. Maybe he prospected then. Well, I very much doubt it. Like I said, I can't necessarily put 2 and 2 together, but it was just too much of a coincidence that I sold 100 Essence of Rebirths and then nearly instantly did somebody post a whole bunch of Shadowgast rings, and then 2 minutes later did I sell 15 more Essence of Rebirths, which coincidentally is exactly how many you need to make a rank 2. And then 2 minutes later, this same dude wherever it's gone. This same dude posts a rank 2. It's almost too perfect for it to not be the case. If you're a Hikons with 400 plus million, what's 90k? But then again, Hikons would not do this. You answered your own question, yeah. Oh, that's funny. Well, I'll stop poking fun at this guy for wasting all his gold, and I'll get back to selling the stuff that is profitable. Let's go. Can't you check who bought them? Using the default, well, I will know when I think I'll know when the items come through to me in the mail, but then obviously I've got to wait an hour for that to happen. Using the default UI, you can only see who buys gear off you. You can see who buys the gear, but you can't see who buys materials. And TSM's auctions doesn't tell you who bought them. It just tells you what it's sold for. Because you got to remember, TSM is technically an add-on that just sits on top of the default add-on. Boom! Shadowgast Wasteguard. Wrong character. I've not sold anything with leatherworking for a while. This is bad. My blacksmithing sales are getting pretty good though. I saw in your last stream session that the people who can get to higher ranks will be willing to drop the prices on rank 1s in order to discourage people entering the market. That's what's happening in leather market right now because of 2 people who cancel scan all day. It's true. There's no. It's something that's been bred by Blizzard's own doing. There's virtually no barrier to entry to anything in professions anymore. So people who want to excel and find an advantage have to create a barrier to entry themselves. And deliberately selling rank 1s slightly under cost to discourage others is the advantage that they're creating. Because if you make 10k profit every time you sell a rank 2, you don't mind selling the rank 1s at 1,000 gold loss every time. Because you'd have to sell 10 rank 1s at 1,000 gold loss before you are technically overall losing gold. Now that's not, you can't accredit every situation to that, but I know for a fact that is going on. Rank 1 stuff cloth is like 500 gold. Well, yeah, that's a different matter. That's not deliberately selling something at a loss. That's just desperation. I really need to make some gold back. It was the wasteguard, wasn't it? That's what I was trying to work out. Shadowgast Wasteguard, there we go. Sold a few of these today and all. This is the thing with blacksmithing though, it's a lot of time and like I'm finding this even with blacksmithing, that it's taking a lot of time and effort to make these sales in blacksmithing. And the fact that the average sale for blacksmithing is sub 10k right now, it's making it very difficult to actually make it worth my time. So I really feel for people trying to make gold with tailoring right now. I just genuinely know that it's just not really profitable. Enchanted Elysian bars. We should probably make a bunch more of those. Let's do something with our second account. I got all rank 2 in tailoring, but it's not looking good. Some rank 2s are already close to 0% profit. And this is the thing. When the barrier to entry is that low and the materials are so cheap, it attracts a lot of people to it just attracts a lot of people. Like, people look at I could craft 15 rank 1s. What do they cost me each? They only cost me 2k gold each to make them. I'll spend 30k to get to rank 2 then. And then they get to rank 2 and they're like, it only costs me 2,500 gold to make each rank 2. Alright, then maybe I'll make 15 of those. And then when it comes to actually trying to sell all of this, people have way overcrafted to try and get up to higher ranks. And on top of the fact that not only have they done it themselves, but 20 other people on the server have also done the exact same thing. There's just a ludicrous amount of cloth tailoring items right now because they're too cheap. They're too cheap for people to make because cloth is worth nothing. Literally, cloth is 1 gold on the auction house. If the rare cloth is probably only 10 gold on the auction house. I would imagine at this point, like, a good 70-80% of the cost of tailoring is actually the arboreal shard now. I want to see what's cloth at right now. Oh my god, I'm not even on a high pop realm. This is so in the bin, it's not even funny. This is why I'm not overly concerned about trying to get into tailoring. Because the barrier to entry is just too low. Just like, imagine, shrouded cloth is what? Shrouded cloth is 3 gold and I think that's expensive. I'd be looking at shrouded cloth at 3 gold a piece and I'd be like, that's expensive. But let's say you pay 3 gold for your shrouded cloth. You pay 3 gold and you pay 16 gold? 16 gold for your lightless silk, which makes your enchanted lightless silk 32 gold, right? Plus a dust, plus a single dust, which, I mean, the dust, usually I ignore the cost of the dust and just write it off as an expense, but in tailoring it's actually a third of the cost of the enchanted lightless silk. So your enchanted lightless, in fact, hang on, lightless only has 1 eye. Enchanted lightless silk, 88 gold on my realm. No, that's actually profitable. What's going on? Alright, sure, fine. 80 gold. So, and for tailoring right now, 50% of the actual cost is the arboreal shards. So yeah, I wasn't far off. You can spend 30k, you can spend 30,000 gold and get to rank 2 in the Cape right now. Just as a comparison, in leatherworking, 30k will only make you 1 rank 1 item if you pick the expensive one. Literally, leatherworking is nearly 15 times more expensive than tailoring right now. 15 times more expensive than tailoring. Yeah. Leatherworking, 15 times more expensive. Have that for balance, Blizzard. Oh dear. Oops. Blizzard spent way too long trying to get all of the covenants to within 1% of each other. They forgot the fact that that cloth wearers are going to get their legendaries for free, and mail and leather workers are going to have to take out a bank loan to buy theirs. But they didn't take that into consideration with their balance pass, did they? It's funny. It's funny because it's true. It's funny because it's true. I'm feeling I've been relatively cynical though this evening. I need to relax. I think I do. That's why I bought rank 1, 2, 3, 4 of my cloak best in slot right now. 30k gold investment overall. Your legendary game is done and it cost you 30k. Your legendary game is done and it cost you 30k. You can't even buy a rank 1 for 30k in leatherworking right now. That's funny. You don't even want to know the price people are gonna be charging for rank 4s. Hey man, watched your video regarding the legendaries, really liked it. However, I just wanted to ask, does it actually work for you to wait and sell the legendaries for profit? Feels like if I just wait, they keep getting cheaper. It's what I call the cost of doing business. Like I said, my scattershot approach of craft one of everything and only list it at a price that's profitable to me does yes mean I will probably lose a lot of gold on a lot. All of these legendaries that are in my bags right now, these are the item slots on the auction house where it's not profitable for me to sell my item right now. So I know all of these item slots right now are dead to me. And I know for a lot of people, crafting all of these and just having them in the bags and being dead to you is not really feasible. There's probably 200k gold right there, possibly even more. But it gives me a good indication of what's selling, what's profitable, what's not selling. And I'm kind of lucky that I'm still making sales on stuff and everything I sell is profitable. I'm very aware that on other servers you might not have that same luxury, but on a real, a level 3 cape is actually cheaper on the auction house than a level 2. Basically, I'd say considering to leatherworking is basically about recuperating as much as you can from rank 1s and rank 2s on your items and cash out on rank 3 and rank 4. This will make you lose on rank 1s and rank 2s, but you gain big on rank 3s and rank 4s. Yeah, it's that approach. It's the approach I took with jewel crafting. I was like, right, I was ready on day 1 of, let's call it legendary week. I was ready on reset day. I was ready to be rank 4 in both jewel crafting items. And I think I leveled to rank 4 in the ring, like literally on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I think I leveled to rank 4 in the neck, literally the day after. So it was just done. And so far, I've pretty much, not entirely still, but pretty much I've cashed out on just rank 3 and rank 4 sales. And I've got a whole bunch of stock still to sell. So long-term, jewel crafting will be very profitable for me, simply because of that. It's weird how there's like literally 2 very opposite ways that you could approach this, and both of them have a chance to work, but both of them have their risks. This is why, like, people ask me, is it worth getting into legendaries right now? And I'm like, without spending a week analysing your server and knowing exactly where the ups and downs of material prices are, It's very difficult for me to say. And I know for a fact that 90% of people don't want to put anywhere, they don't even want to put half the effort in to their professions that I have. And I get it. Why would you? I spend half my day at the auction house just to make sure that things stay sort of profitable. Bone Shatter Treads. Bone Shatter Treads. And this is literally what I do. I sell something, I log on to the dude that crafts them, and I recraft it. The only reason I sold it is because I listed it. The only reason I listed it was because it was profitable. Keep running into total asshats on my server that will take a Lego with 3 auctions listed at triple crafting costs and drive the price down to below crafting cost in less than 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. What was it? Bone Shatter Treads, rank 1. Bone Shatter Treads, rank 1. That was literally the first pair of those I'd sold. I still apparently have a pair because I bought 2. That would be why. How much did I sell them for? 15k. They're mad level profitable. No. What's going on here? Hang on. Hang on. This is probably why I've not been selling much mail items. Let's go. Pallid is 2 L's, right? Pallid bone. Why the hell have I got pallid bone at 8 gold a piece, you moron? Like 3 gold at best. Holy shiitake. Not that that'll make a huge difference, but it makes some difference. Not entirely sure why. I know why I sold those so cheap. I know why I sold those so cheap. I sold them so cheap because I bought 2 pairs for 10k a piece. Ah. That is because my operations could do with a switcheroo. Somebody like Jack will probably know this. You're a TSM kind of guy. How do you remove the smart average buy price of an item once you've sold them? Surely I bought 2 for 10k a piece average, but once I've sold 2, I want the smart average buy price to just not be a price anymore. Short of removing data. I thought so. That's a bit of a flaw in the old smart average buy price, isn't it, really? Because I just threw this in here, 120% of smart average buy price or 100% crafting, simply so that if I did buy some on the cheap to flip, it would account for that. Now I've decided that that needs not be there. I need to come up with another way to do that. Already asked them to make it possible to remove it. Yeah, it's such a handy price source to have, but if you then buy something, I imagine that causes havoc with like Sniper. If you snipe something like stupidly cheap, all these dudes that just post one of something to try and get people to post under it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's why I sold those cheap then. So what is the actual crafting cost on those for me? Close to 17k. What are they on the auction house for? Yeah. Right, well if I take those off, then they're not going to get sold at that price. This is just going to have to be a dead market for me right now. Do you happen to know how you search for a specific set of herbs in TSM? Not to buy, just see the prices. I don't know what you mean by a set of herbs. If you've got them in a group, you can just search for everything in that group. Average buy price is very dangerous, specifically at the start of expansions. Yeah, I know, that's why I tend not to use it at all. But the smart average buy price is kinda helpful for at least like to look at it to see what I've been paying for my materials recently, rather than just as an average as a whole. Wouldn't something for your mats value like DB min buyout 1.1 give you fluctuating values based on the realistic prices you could expect to find on the auction house versus manually having all prices in there? Yeah. But that's also assuming that TSM is updating on a regular basis, which right now it's not. My TSM data, for example, right now is 4 hours out of date. In my land right now, 4 hours out of date is about a week out of date. Do I farm materials or just buy them? Just buy them. Don't use smart average buy for crafting value. Right now I'm just using straight gold values because I'm way on top. I'm way on top of how much I'm buying things for. I know it's not a long-term solution for sure, but for now it works alright. Right, cancel scan time. I actually don't need to make another set of these though, because I have a pair, which is fine. Your manual data was like 2 days out of date? Relax. Flasks aren't selling much right now, even with the raid coming out. Yeah, flasks aren't going to be coming out anytime soon. Does this cost you money? Viking Space Channel, I'm one Viking Space Channel. I imagine you don't play World of Warcraft, right? Need to make an alt whose only job is to have a guild bank vault. Yeah, I've got a couple of those. They're very handy to have. Very handy to have. Am I the only one on my server trying to craft leather belts at 210 and still not selling it? Well, you got to remember that people can't even use a 210 belt yet. You're very unlikely to sell many of them when people don't need them. This is the thing. This is I genuinely fault Blizzard for this very heavily. I genuinely fault Blizzard for this very heavily. The fact that the entire legendary system is very confusing to a lot of people right now. Simply the fact that you can learn how to craft items, buy the materials to craft those items, actually sell those items literally weeks before anybody in the game can even use the items, to me is very weird. And I genuinely think Blizzard dropped the ball with this. Now, I know this is not going to be a this is probably not going to be something that many would agree with, because considering there's 150 odd people in here who are all mostly interested, at least in some fashion, about making gold in World of Warcraft. But I genuinely think they should have time gated the crafting of the rank 2s, 3s and 4s. They should have allowed you to unlock them. If you craft enough stuff, you should be able to unlock them. But until people can actually use them, I think it's kind of odd that they allow you to craft them, post them, sell them. Did you see Gumdrops' Twitter post? I did not. Was it recently? Oh my god, Gumdrops didn't just do a post, he did an essay. I'm not sure I can be I'm not sure I can be dealing with trying to read an essay. Can somebody give me a TLDR of the essay? Bone Shatter Pauldrons. Bone Shatter Pauldrons. Now those I do want to recraft. Oh, rank 1 or rank 2? We sold a rank 1. So he wants to put in a short market value price source in TSM. How short are we talking? Like 24 hours? Because DB market's 14 days, right? If I understand it right. Or at least it was last time I checked. Three days. 3 days would work. 3 days is yeah. I mean, if you're going to go short, you might as well go really short, you know, and just do last 24 hours. Or maybe 48. 48 is a more natural number for price approximations. Oh, this dude has a lot of callous hide. He should be turning into heavy callous hide. That's why this guy's logged on. Short market value, which is the same calculation but condensed from 14 to 3 days. That would yeah, I think it would help. It would help you spot the disparity between weekend market prices and midweek reset market prices. Because right now, I genuinely can't remember the last time I used DB Market for anything. Because it's just not reliable. Like 2 weeks worth of data, even during regular operate. 2 weeks is just too long for starters. Tier 2 Bone Shatter Gauntlets, 125k. That's a big one. Current content, DB Market's not really safe. Yeah. Even current like stuff even when we're halfway through a patch, DB Market can change. There's always something going on, which is going to mean that you don't want to use DB Market. Either there's a dungeon event going on that's like artificially pumping the prices on something, or they've just released a patch, or the game runs too quickly nowadays for a 2-week average to really be useful. If it's anything, for me, if it's anything past expansion, I just use DB Market region price and take an average of it. But for any actual current content stuff, I genuinely avoid DB Market like the plague. Or I just take what DB Market says and I shave 20% off it. And then I know that's probably closer to the actual number. But for most people, that is less than intuitive, and it's also relatively risky. This morning I had 150k in a rank 1 necklace. Now I have 90k in a rank 2 with a lot of stock to sell. Yeah, be careful stocking up too heavily, because you got to sell it. Oh, did we sell something else? We did. We sold Bone Shatter Waistguard this time. Bone Shatter Waistguard. Presumably at rank 1, because that's literally all we've sold. Sure. There's a couple of people that are starting to get relatively aggressive with jewel crafting prices, which is fun to see. I genuinely think actually I'll make more gold on rank 1 sales next week than I will this week. Because I'm not entirely sure quite how many people even got 1250 soul ash this week. As a percentage of the population, I don't think many people actually got enough soul ash this week. Because if you only did like layer one, or maybe you didn't even do Torghast at all in the first week, or maybe you did. Maybe you did the introductory stuff and you did the first quest or whatever. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not entirely sure how many people even got 1250. Some dude trying to reset rank 1 tailoring Legos. That's more than a brave man. Hot damn. Evening Graham, welcome, welcome. Ooh, we just sold a Shadowghast neck. Odds on which one? We sold a Shadowghast neck. How much did we sell it for and which rank did we sell? I'm saying that was probably... Well, it's got to be rank 2, 3 or 4 because we're not listing rank 1s right now. 2, 3 or 4. 2, 3 or 4. Couple of people saying 2s. Most people seem to think a 2. Couple have said 3s. Nobody's gone big. Nobody trusts the rank 4 neck. Nobody trusts the rank 4 neck. Okay, Graham chooses the rank. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. It was a rank 2. A rank 2. OPT. Congratulations. You win absolutely nothing. In Quest Gear, Layer 3 was actually difficult to solo, so if most people didn't hit 60 until the weekend, I don't know how much gear they could have got before they did Torghast. This was my thought. There was a few classes that really struggled with Torghast last week. Now, obviously there's the argument that if you're playing the game at least somewhat regularly, because it's a new expansion and that you might have got more gear and done better with it this week, but there's no guarantee. DPSs are struggling with layer 3s. Yeah, because the damage output by the boss is still pretty heavy, and most DPS classes don't have huge amounts of self-sustain. I've heard that tanks can just walk through it. Healers are doing all right because they can still stack damaging stats, and obviously they're a healer, so they don't die unless they're doing something really wrong. With a tank, it's joke easy. Yeah, because you can just DPS everything, take no damage, and then just you know, stack a couple of abilities to make you invincible. Just need the anima power that gives you immunity for 90 seconds. Yeah, having to fish for that anima right on the last floor is quite difficult though. As a mage, I found it difficult. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. This is what I worried about. Like, how many people do we actually think even have had 1250 soul ash by this point? I think next week's going to be bonkers. Like this week, I would call this week, okay, at least for me, I would consider this week somewhat of a success. I've done close to 1 million in revenue every day. I know my bags don't show that, but that's because I'm reinvesting like literally the second I loot my mailbox. But I've done about 1 million in revenue in a day, which accounts to probably 100 or so. Maybe, yeah, I'd guess maybe 100 legendaries a day I'm selling right now, which I would consider a success. But I genuinely feel that number might be double next week. I don't know exact numbers of legendaries, that's just off the top of my head. But it could theoretically, if you watched my video earlier, you might be aware of that next week we're going to see not only people next week we'll have people that are ahead of the curve, bought a rank 1 this week and then decide to upgrade to rank 2 next week, so that's one person that's going to be looking at buying rank 2s. But you also go and find a bunch of people that have finally got enough Soul Ash to buy their rank 1, so are going to buy rank 1s again. Now, I've not done the maths, but it may even be possible for people to buy their second rank 1 next week. And if that's the case, we may find that some classes, rather than trying to get going straight in all on 1, may decide to get a second legendary power. If they do some PvP, if they do some raiding, if they do some whatever, people might choose to craft a second rank 1 legendary. I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible next week, but it is possible, I think. Because you need, what is it, like 2,500? You need 2,500 Soul Ash in total to do that. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. The possible outcomes for the reasons why people might want to buy a legendary next week, there's just more of them. This week there's only really, I got 1,250 Soul Ash and I know which legendary I want. That's your only customer this week. Next week you're going to have like many different reasons why somebody might want to buy a legendary off you at different ranks. So it could be cool, could be fun. Doesn't it go to Torghast? Oh, it does. Yeah, next week we get up to level 6, or layer 6, should we say? So that almost guarantees a big spike of Soul Ash. So yeah, people will be able to craft second rank 1s. They might even be able to make a rank 2 and a rank 1. There's loads of options there then. It's not possible if there isn't. I mean, there's definitely another quest. And if not, you'll just get something off your mission table or something for sure. What did we sell? Shadowghast Pauldrons again. These are popping off. Rank 1s. Shadowghast Pauldrons. Wrong character. Oh, actually, we can take some of this heavy callous hide that we've just made. Where is it? Where did it all go? We should have an entire stack of heavy callous hide here. So here we go. There's 200. We've got 242 of these puppies. We've got 21 enchanted ones already. Let's just make another 100. In fact, let's just take that entire stack and turn that into... No, because that's then going to leave us short. We want to make like, what, 70? No, I don't know. Fuck it, whatever. I'll just buy some more if I need some more, it's fine. That is literally one of the most expensive stacks of items, I think, in the game. An entire stack of heavy callous hide. Here's to making sure I don't send that to the wrong player. So basically we should hold on to rank 1s right now for prices to go up next week. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. If you can sell it for a profit, sell it for a profit any day of the week. If everybody holds all their stock till next week, then we'll just be in the same position we are now then. Oh, I don't know. At this point I almost think everybody should just do whatever the hell they please. Send it with an heirloom. Hey, that's smart. That's smart. I like that. Channel of Random subscribed. Thank you very much. And also Chris, welcome, welcome. Hold on to your stock of rank 1s if you can't sell them for a profit. I mean, yeah, the nature is that arguably you shouldn't have much of a stock of rank 1s if you're not selling them from a profit. Because that means you tried to Zerg and you failed. And if you Zerged, then rank 1s should be the least of your issue. You shouldn't have stock of rank, you should have individual items, maybe 1 or 2 of each. But the only reason you should ever have 15 of a single one is if you crafted them all in one go. And if you're doing that, you should have probably done it to get to rank 4, not to do it just to get to rank 2. But I genuinely feel a lot of people are going to be in a position where they're going to have 12, 13, 14 rank 1s that didn't sell this week. And they're going to be really, really concerned what to do with them. Sweet. Howdy, people. Right, those can keep crafting. I was on this dude for a reason though. What did I sell? Shadow Gas Pauldrons, rank 1. Let's go make those then. You can use it to say when you're going live if you want. That's true. I can't even remember to post on Twitter though, so the likelihood of me doing that is very slim. Especially since my usual stream schedule is actually in the morning. And until I've had coffee in the morning, I can barely remember my own name. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll self-plug if it's essential. Shadow Gas Pauldrons, rank 1. Boom. Go. Not sure on the crafting costs at the moment for dual crafting stuff and their worth. This is the advantage dual crafters have, that it's a lot more difficult for people to work out how much their things cost. Which in turn, in theory, at the very least, should mean that dual crafters should be able to make more gold off it. Because those that do keep a close eye on their costs should win. But unfortunately, in a hyper-competitive environment, that doesn't always play true. What was I here for? I was meant to be doing some enchanting, wasn't I? This one, Heavy Callous Hide, go. Let's do a cancel scan. I was saying legendaries were slow to sell, but I have a hard time managing it now. They're selling like hot pies. Got like 1 of each leather rank 1s and 2s. Nice. GG. That's always the best thing. I notice it just comes in spikes. I'll sell like 10 items in an hour and then I won't sell anything for 3 hours. It's odd. It's very odd. Do you, in the long run, is it worth buying up the rank 1s that plummet below crafting cost to make more from them in the future when everyone finally gives up? Draenor EU for reference? No, considering you said Draenor EU, then no. Because that's one of the highest pop servers. The people will never give up on that server. And genuinely, I would say my answer is still probably no. Because as we know with most things in the game, eventually materials get cheaper. Eventually materials get cheaper. If they're not profitable to sell right now, the likelihood of them getting much more profitable in the future is very slim. Especially rank 1s. Because rank 1s will always be literally 101% of crafting cost, because the barrier to entry is 0. Some rank 4s are at cost on Draenor. Yeah, there we go. Genuinely posting one item? What's going on here? Am I just not being undercut? Do I have the auction house to myself? What's going on here? I've only made 300 gold in sales today. This is not how I planned it to go. Although I did spend half the day just not doing a lot. Huh. Well, it appears I'm just not being undercut. Seems like a plague has taken out all of my everybody on my realm. Too late to start with leatherworking from 0 at the moment. I already made quite a lot of profit with blacksmithing. Now I'm thinking of getting into the leatherworking market as well. If you've got experience in blacksmithing already, you kind of know what to expect getting into leatherworking. It's basically the same. The only significant difference with getting into leatherworking is it's probably 2 to 3 times more expensive per item to craft them. So just be aware of that. They've come to yours. All of my undercutters have gone to your realm. Hey up. Oh goddamn! Quick jewel doublet. That's not an exciting sale at all, is it? I have somebody willing to pay me 800k for a set of rank 3 and rank 4 leather boots. It will cost me 1.5 million to get to rank 4. What are your thoughts on that deal? What? I mean, surely that's obvious, right? Surely the answer to that is really obvious. You're going to make 800k at the expense of 1.5 million. No, I wouldn't do it. Who in the world is saying yes? What? I mean, if the dude pays you 1.5 million, then yeah, sure, do it. Halfway back to making it and back, and you have access to it. I mean, it's probably because the reason they're asking you to do it is probably because there is literally nobody else on your server that has rank 3s and rank 4s. Otherwise, why would he be asking you? I'm confused by the fact that somebody is willing to pay you 800k for a set of rank 3 and rank 4s. That is confusing me in the first place, because you can't use them yet. That alone is confusing me. My initial thought was no, but it does subsidise half the cost. Are you willing to spend 700,000 gold to do this random dude a favour of crafting him his gear? Because that's what you've got to look at it as. If you've already made 700,000 gold profit from leatherworking already, maybe you can consider it a reinvestment. But no. Tell him if he wants them, he's got to pay you 1.5 million and you'll level up the profession for him. I don't know. Seems odd to me. Like I said, I'm slightly concerned to why he's asking you to do it in the first place. I mean, that's it. Like, if I was going to do it, I'd want like a fair whack. And at that point, why is he not doing it himself? I've just thought, maybe this guy's big braining you. No offense, but maybe this guy's big braining you. He's like, if I say I'll give this guy 800,000 gold, he'll use all his resources and he'll buy... this dude is probably the dude that's got all of the materials on the auction house on his other character. He's probably asking you to buy all of his materials. That's basically what he's asking you. And then when you've bought all his materials and you've ranked up to rank 3 and rank 4, he'll log off. See you later. He'll just peace out of here. You've bought all his materials. You gave him 700k for the materials that he was selling. So I've just worked it out. You're being scamazed. You're being absolutely scammed to within an inch of your life if you take that. It's big brain. It's big brain scams, that is. But he'll get a rank 3 and rank 4. No, he won't. He'll peace out. He's the dude that's selling the materials. He knows exactly how much it will cost you to get to rank 3 and rank 4. He's just trying to get you to buy as many of the materials that he's selling on the auction house. That's clever. That's clever. Ah, that's tickled me, that is. I might try that myself. Check if the materials on the auction house are his. I mean, if he's come up with a way to scamaz people out of that much gold to get people to buy his materials, I'm probably sure he posts on and all. Sounds like an Eve player. I'm almost certain that's what's going on, by the way. That's not even me just having a laugh. I genuinely think that is exactly what's going on. He's trying to get you to buy all of the materials off the auction house to power level your profession. Quite simply so that he can sell all his materials. And then he's out of here. He's done. Donezo, game over. You'll never see him again. He'll never log on. And even if he does, he'll ignore your whispers. Hang on, did I even collect things from the mailbox? What's the point of cancel scanning if you never pick it up from the mailbox? Derp. Special moment. And I say that as a former Eve market trader. Yeah, I've never played Eve, and it's for good reason, because I mean, I enjoy a good spreadsheet from time to time, but oh boy, Eve takes spreadsheets to a new level. Get your gold up front, easy. Yeah, like he's going to give you 800k up front. Get out of town. $16 hours to sell 25 enchanted bars and leather. Ouch. That's competition. That's probably because it's Saturday though. It's probably because it's Saturday. Did I recraft these bone shatter pauldrons? Does anybody remember? Apparently I've got a pair on the auction house, so probably. Probably didn't, because I'm on the wrong character. I've sold 2 pairs of rank 1s and I've only got a rank 2 on the auction house. No, I didn't recraft these. I've only got 1 and it's the one on the auction house. That was lucky. I almost missed that one. Problem with Eve that puts me off getting into it is the most effective way to play the game is to just play 10 accounts simultaneously. Yeah, multi-boxing is a massive thing in Eve. They've got some really strict rules on multi-boxing in Eve though. because of that exact point. But an indie company like Blizzard couldn't work that out. So, what was it? I was meant to be crafting Bone Shatter Pauldrons, probably at rank 1 because I've got a rank 2 on the auction house. Bone Shatter Pauldrons there, rank 1, because I've got a rank 2. Is it? Which one am I crafting? I'm crafting a rank 1. Where did it go? There. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's all good. That's good. Let's a multi-dollar company. Yeah. Blizzard are the multi-dollar company. They have $2. Why are people buying rank 2 legendaries if they can't wear them this week? 2 reasons. There's only 2 reasons. 1, they don't know they can't use it. And they're buying it because they don't know that they can't use it. The second reason is they are buying it... Okay, there's 3 reasons. The second reason is they're buying it in preparation for next week because it looks cheap right now. They're the actual people that are at least somewhat prepared and know what's coming. And the third kind of people is that they are just using it for like an item level stick, to help increase your item level. Fresh level 60s are buying base legendary items to equip so that they can get into mythic dungeons quicker and easier through the auto group search thing. And that will be a thing as well when Raid Finder comes out. But by that point, it probably you'll have your legendary anyway. But so it's either people just don't know that they can't use them. They know that they can't use them, but they're also planning ahead so that they know that they're buying it without being able to use it, but they know that it might go up in price next week or something crazy, or they're just planning ahead, or they're just buying it for a stat stick, an item level stick. I've sold 3 rank 3s at 300k, a bunch of rank 2s at 150k, but my rank 4 won't sell at 600k. Hey, if you've had some good sales like that anyway, I'd just hang fire. It's likely going to happen. Sounds like you've got people on your realm that are willing to splash the cash, so you should be good. I bought a rank 3, it was going for far less than crafting cost, and I didn't really see it dropping any further. I'll only craft in Mythic Week if Blizzard don't mess over the Legos. If they do, then you'll sell it. This is it. There's ways to be... Some people will plan ahead, but not many. It's felt like a slow hour, but technically we have still done 100k in revenue this hour. So it's felt like a slow hour, but it's actually not. But I'm going to go take a bathroom break quickly, guys and girls. I'll leave you be for a few. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, do your stuff. Back in 2. Oh, hey up, we sold something. Shadowghast Greaves, 12k. Rank 2. Rank 2. It's very cheap for a rank 2. Guess it is blacksmithing. How we doing, Kieran? Welcome, welcome. Shadowghast, that's plate, isn't it? How goes the day? Sales have been a bit slow, if I'm honest. If I'm going to be honest, sales are a bit slow. But so am I. I'm a bit tired today. I really... After I said the other day that I'm going to take Sunday off, like, I was absolutely fine. I like streaming 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was absolutely fine. Until I told myself, right, I'll take Sunday, I'll have a day off on Sunday. Ever since I decided to do that, I've been dog tired. It's like my body knew it. It's like my body knew it was coming. But yeah, boo-hoo. Streamer, YouTuber guy. Complaining about only being able to play the game 8 hours a day. Boo-hoo. I get it. What did we sell? Shadowghast Greaves rank 2. Greaves rank 2. Ooh, we're getting very close to rank 3 now, actually. It's called getting older. yeah, I've done, yeah. Probably. Oh, needs anvil, sure. Why did they increase the price of penumbra thread to 9 gold? To prevent people from being able to basically shuffle shrouded cloth into large amounts of vendor gold. I don't even need to beat this dude. Was it a rank 1 or a rank 2? It was a rank 2, I need to restock. Boom. We're only 30 experience away from rank 3. That's what we need. That's what we need. This has easily been our best. The legs have easily been the best seller for us so far. Where did they go? There we go. 2 10s. Send them over. Still using hard set numbers in operations or upgraded between streams to set ones in TSM? I've decided my operations are now dynamic, but my material prices are still hard set gold values. And as you can imagine, my dynamic operation for auctioning is based on the crafting cost. So it's kind of a bit of both. It simply means that I just have to, every time I need to restock on some materials, I just need to adjust the price of that material in TSM. If you look, weirdly though, if you if you log on to my cheat sheet and you look at the prices on my cheat sheet, unless I've been doing some demonstration on stream, the prices in my cheat sheet are probably the prices I'm using in game as well. It's a bit weird having like everything publicly available. $300k in the mailbox, 100k on the auction house. It's not good. It's not good. Need to do better. Makes sense. I'll fight a bit more. Materials I'm good. Auctioning still wants to post at reset price. I use the cheat sheet and post manually with Auctionator. Not so efficient. Yeah, that's gonna make your that's gonna really pretty dramatically. It's good that you're using the cheat sheet so that you know what your material price is like, and you know what it's costing you to make those items. Using Auctionator though is definitely going to be costing you some sales, compared to somebody like me that has set it up once, and I just press cancel scan and I press repost. It's like getting to grips with TSM can easily double the amount of gold that you make. Easily double the amount of gold you make. I cancel with TSM but then post manually. It's another. I see why you would post manually. I get that. Because it allows you to make more flexible decisions. Plus, you also see what's happening. I tend to not actually see what's happening so much with the markets, because I just press post. I press post and then it tells me it's undercutting and it posts. Yeah, posting manually is still probably sensible. Oh, I mean, using Auctionator long term is a terrible idea, but just for the purpose of legendaries, I get why you might do it. I mean, I don't rely on any of the TSM market prices right now. Easy peasy. Why was it 230 gold each? And why is it now only 166 gold each? If you can answer those two questions, you'll probably know whether you should buy it or not. If you can't answer each of those questions, I'd say it's a very risky investment. Somebody dumped 4,500 at 166 gold each. Why is he dumping though? Where did he get 4,500 Nightshade from? If he was able to dump 4,500 Nightshade at 166 gold each, what would give him the incentive to do that? Other than he farmed them up, or quite weirdly, possibly even botted them up at that quantity? Is it just one guy that's what I'm trying to get at here is that something like that that's a big swing in market price, and it could be because of many reasons. And you need to know what the actual prices on your realm are normally. I can't tell you what that is because I don't play on your realm, but something of, like, for somebody to dump 4,500 Nightshade and to dump them dramatically under what you consider to be the market price is a bit weird. Somebody posted the weekly wrap up. Did Samadan accidentally click post rather than draft? Huh. Well, should we have a read of it before it disappears? Does Samadan know it's only Saturday? Does he know? Does he know it's only Saturday? Huh? Interesting one. Is he streaming as well? I'm sure Samadan's about to go live soon. I'm one of his mods, should I know that? Maybe you should. I usually say, that's my Monday morning content. What's my Monday morning content going to be now? I'm going to have to come up with a new plan for Monday morning. That's usually a good hour's worth of stream content, that is. You mentioned it on Thursday's stream? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm going to have to come up with some new Monday morning content. Right, well, if it's going to go live now, and if I'm not going to be able to do it Monday morning, I might as well do it now. You guys are in for a treat. Right. Right then. Here we go. Let's, this requires... This is going to require a bit of big picture mode, I think. Yeah, I think it. I've just realised a problem with this. Let's just do that one. There we go. Alrighty, let's have a look. This is usually Monday morning content. Right, so. Weekly economy wrap-up number 154. Very I suppose it's fitting this week for something to randomly be dropped in to take everybody by surprise. You know, vendor shuffles much. I'm sure vendor shuffles are going to feature pretty heavily in this. Can we make this so it's let's get it looking beautiful. If I have to skip out to check some auctions, then that's what we will do. But let's have a look. So, 154th edition of the WoW Economy Weekly Wrap-Up. This is obviously posted each and every week by our man Samadan. If you don't know who Samadan is, he's probably going to be streaming this live himself in a minute, so you can either go watch him or you can choose to watch me. Your choice entirely. I will take no offence. But it's worthwhile checking out. Samadan, unlike myself, he streams over on Twitch. He also has his YouTube channel, which is kind of cool. His YouTube channel is a very laid-back, simplistic approach in many cases to goal making. He's got a really good series on the go, just walking you through the basics. So he's got some good stuff. First and foremost, though, welcome to week 2 of Shadowlands. One of the things he's highlighted is the ridiculously high price on Eternal Crystals, which is still making enchanting pretty difficult to get to. Not to mention expensive. I mean, it's not necessarily difficult to do it. It is primarily expensive. He's the Bob Ross of goal making. Yeah, he's sort of acquired that title, I think. Whether he did, I don't think he had much choice in that nickname, but I mean, it's definitely the case. I mean, he absolutely has to put a wig on and do a painting one time. Surely he's got to set that as a. he should set that as a sub goal. Put a wig on, do a painting on stream, done. I mean, he loves his Silas and all that sort of stuff, but he needs to put a wig on and do a painting. Maybe if enough people suggest it, he might do it. But so yeah, Eternal Crystals is a bit of a crazy one right now. We've also seen a week of changes to professions, vendor flips and 2x4 farms, and even BOE dropping. Quite significant balance to goal making. It's interesting how much the vendor flips actually have an effect on the markets. But we'll probably talk on that in a little bit more. The legendary base item market is now started to open, and we look forward to the Raid and Mythic Plus season coming soon, and what gold potential there might be there. Lots to look forward to. So first and foremost, vendor flip nerfs. We've talked about this a lot on the channel over the last few days. It's a big topic of conversation. The main thing they did was up the reagent value. Now, going into Shadowlands, a lot of people were surprised to see a single reagent costing 5 gold in the first place. A lot of people were used to reagents costing like a few coppers, the odd silvers here or there. But Blizzard seemed to have decided that they are going to utilize vendor reagents as a good way of squishing any sneaky goblinry. We saw this first and foremost with the Relics of the Past system, how their solution to fixing the Relic of the Past system was just to up the vendor price. And in that regard, it worked quite well. And that was a system that hadn't even made it to the live game yet. Now, with this one, they've done basically the same thing again, but they've now had to increase the vendor reagent price from 5 gold up to 9 gold to counteract the profit that you could be making. Now, this actually has 2 benefits for Blizzard. One, it squishes the value of the, or at least lowers the price floor on a lot of materials. Plus, it also acts as an additional gold sink. So this is the reason I think that Blizzard has done it. A side effect of them changing this, which was specifically for the purpose of squishing the vendor flips, was also things like this. Not so much Penumbra Thread actually, but Luminous Flux. Luminous Flux is technically a crafting reagent for the blacksmithing legendaries. So even only marginally, but it did increase the value of blacksmithing legendaries ever so slightly, at least the cost to make them, and it definitely increases overall the amount of gold that leaves the system because of this. So it kind of ticks 2 boxes for Blizzard. It squished a problem that they probably foresaw but just didn't have time to fix, and additionally it squished another problem of that it gave an extra way in the game for more gold to leave the system, because in an MMO game, you have to have what are referred to as gold sinks, otherwise the game can just implode on itself. and you end up trading like Stone of Jordan rings instead of actual gold. Shout out to Diablo. But yeah, they should have increased the cast time only. Nope. I know Reckles said this, and I know that was the suggestion that was made by Want to Buy Gold yesterday in his video. I disagree, and I disagree for the reason that doesn't fix the problem. It still means that every single piece of cloth that entered the game still maintained a price floor of 8 gold. That is where the inflation happens. The fact that if you just increase the cast time to make the item, all you're doing is delaying the effect of that inflation. You're not removing the problem from the source. Now, you could do some other things in conjunction with increasing the cast time, but only increasing the cast time would not fix the problem. And I think Blizzard are very aware of this, and so hence why they didn't. The problem is that the market is flooded with materials, tailoring and leathering. It's not normal to have 1 million units. No, there is definitely a problem with supply, but that supply is being hyper over farmed right now. Cloth and leather is a byproduct of just mass farming. Now, if Blizzard are to change drop rates on materials, what actually happens is that when all of these people stop farming because they do something else, the problem just comes back in the other direction. That because they've nerfed the drop rates on everything and nobody's farming anymore, things become doubly rare, more rare than they should be. So that's changing drop rates specifically on these materials is the last option for Blizzard, because it's a band-aid fix then. Simply upping the vendor price was the best solution that they could have come up with, because it is a long-term solution to the problem. Thanks for the TED Talk this morning. Didn't catch it live, but watched the video. It makes me happy about blasting my jewel crafting recipes to rank 4. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know it's a bit cheaty of me to just cut a section of the live stream out and call that a video. But I think I did a reasonably good job, even though there's a lot of ums and ahs and pauses and stuff. It was a slower paced video, but I think a topic like that deserved a slower paced video anyway. So I hope people enjoy it. They need to drop the leather and the cloth of the hyperspawn mobs. Well, there's definitely things they need to do. Vendor Shuffle still works on my server for tailoring cape. I'm getting 22 gold per craft. I don't think you are. Check your numbers. Dear Blizzard, please nerf shrouded cloth. I have some Yeah, I think Jack has quite a vested interest in this topic. The cost of higher ranks of Legos is too much for the average player. That's almost a topic of conversation in itself. Make sure to remember their solution for the next expansion, as they will probably adjust it there as well. So if there's a flip, stock up on the vendor mats early. Possibly. They removed one of the 2x4s and they nerfed the cloth drop from another, but still not enough, it seems. Well, the issue with things like that is that to a large degree the damage has already been done by it being there in the first place. People were gathering literally thousands of cloth an hour with these 2x4 farms. They were gaining thousands of cloth an hour, doing their absolute utmost to sell it. The materials are already in the economy. The damage has already happened. ultimately most of that cloth, at least for now, is likely to just rot in somebody's guild bank. All I will say is that there may come a time where you do slowly use that cloth again. Put it this way, like, you may have an entire bank full of cloth right now, but the likelihood is that a new patch will come along. There'll be some use for it, I'm sure. The average player's made a lot of gold on 2k world quests in BFA, and if they don't burn as much as raiders and flasks and that sort of stuff. The average player gold is always a contentious topic because we don't really know what the average player has. All we do know is that in the EU, 150,000 gold is worth about 20 euros. That's the closest thing that we know to how much gold people actually have as an average. And it wouldn't be worth it, like 20 euros wouldn't be worth 150,000 gold if people didn't buy the tokens. So because people do buy the tokens, we get a good sneak peek, at least somewhat, into actually how much gold the average player has. People have bought a lot of tokens, and you can see that by the token price. Yeah, the fact that the token price has dropped in the EU by like 50k, more than 50k, in the last couple of weeks, is a really, really big indication that people are buying a lot of tokens with real money. Lots and lots of tokens have been bought with real money. And you have to wonder whether, like, people were buying tokens with real money to buy Darkmoon cards and to buy these BOEs that were 150k a piece. Because realistically right now, what else is there to spend gold on outside of a Darkmoon card? Initially right now, your legendary. Do you think we'll be getting 2 more legendary ranks next raid tier? What's your bet? I think we're going to get 1 more rank each tier now. Blizzard of... yeah, I think it'll be 1 more rank. So we'll get a rank 5, a rank 6, a rank 7, and maybe a rank 8 at some point. I don't think we'll get 2 more ranks each time. I think it will literally just be 1 more rank. And if you're already rank 4, then you'll unlock rank 5 straight away. That's my guess. Mainly because Blizzard have already said they don't want to inflate the item level as much as they have in past expansions. So if they gave us, I mean, even giving us 4 ranks at the beginning is a bit mad. But if they then gave us another 4 ranks on top of that, or even another 2 ranks, it's likely just going to aid. I mean, they might do, because of course we still are going to have. They still probably want the legendary to be at least of mythic item level, I think. I don't know. I've not really thought about it. Paying 20 euros for Darkmoon card for only to be worth 5 euros a week later is a bit ish. Yeah, but you forget how much people spend on gaming. Like, look at the mobile phone market. I mean, people spend hundreds of euros a month on Candy Crush. Literally hundreds of euros a month on Candy Crush. There are people that spend thousands of euros every month on these little shitty mobile games. You think somebody is going to, like, blink an eye at spending 20 euros in a video game? Nah. Like, literally, this is the entire reason that games are made the way that they are now. To squeeze you of every last penny that you own. And they're very good at it. Blizzard are, on average, one of the most, like, this is not patting Bobby Kotick on the back in any way, shape or form. like genuinely speaking, Blizzard are one of the least egregious companies when it comes to things like microtransactions and DLC. You look at a comparison of, I mean, just the Call of Duty franchise, the FIFA franchise. There are other big gaming franchises out there that just, they are literally hunting whales. They're legally hunting whales. They're crippling people financially just for the purpose of playing a video game. But anyway, this is why the weekly economy report is an easy hour's worth of content, because I am guaranteed to go off topic at least 7 times. My ability to stay on path is virtually non-existent. One of my friends spent 2k on Genshin Impact just last week. Point proven. Point proven. People who have disposable income dispose of it in whichever way they wish. Okay, let's get slightly back on track, at least somewhat. Otherwise, today is just going to end up being one big ass long TED talk, isn't it? And I should have done my TED talk for the day. I've done the TED talk for the day. Honestly, I think they wanted it to be super hard to rank the Legos and keep the rank 4s rare. They have severely throttled the river of gear that we used to get. Good point. True. Slightly off topic again though. If they wanted to throttle the rank 4s and make the rank 4s rare, they shouldn't have given us the ability to craft them in week 1. Just saying. But I've said this a few times now. I really think they should have time gated. They should have time gated rank 2s, 3s and 4s. At least to the point where people could actually perceivably use them. Or even make it so that you have to have full experience in rank 1 and then rank 2 drops from a boss in the raid. Rank 3 drops from a later boss in the raid. Rank 4 drops from the last boss in the raid. I don't know. That's a really dumb way, and I know that hurts people that don't like raid. Or put it in the Grand Vault. Rank 2, 3 and 4, big brain idea. Rank 2, 3 and 4 should have been rewards from the Grand Vault. Instead of giving you a whole bunch of gear as options in the Grand Vault, you should, if you have enough experience in that profession slot and in that rank, that week you should be able to get the next rank as a reward in the Grand Vault. That would limit, you could only increase one gear rank per week. There's a bunch of ways you could do it. The Grand Vault is the obvious one to me, because it means that if you do PvP, you can still get it. If you raid, you can still get it. If you do M+, you can still get it. And, hot take, if you're not doing any of that content, maybe you shouldn't be able to craft the most powerful legendaries. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I'm very, very happy to see gameplay based progression in an MMO. Right now, this isn't progression. This is, can I throw enough gold at something? If I can throw enough gold at it, I can win. And guess how I get all of that ridiculous amounts of gold right now? I take out my credit card and I buy a token. That is honestly the reason why I don't think any of this has happened. Not because it's out of the realm of Blizzard to be able to do, because look at what they could do with the rest of the game. But the bit of the game that they've deliberately made to be really, really gold intensive is the one bit that you can just freely work your way up as you wish. No barriers, apart from how big is your credit card. Cynical, but it does make sense. And of course Blizzard are never going to publicly say that that's the reason why they've done it the way that they have, because that would be an absolute PR nightmare. By the way, I followed your tactic with sell one, craft one with blacksmithing, and I've reached most of my rank 4s by now, sat at 3 million profit. Boom, there we go. There we go. You're going to be in a position where you've got rank 3s, rank 4s all over the place. And you've also made gold whilst doing it. In 2 weeks' time, if anybody else tries to do the exact same thing, there's no way they're going to be able to achieve it. Because the only way that they will be able to play catch up is by spending a lot of gold crafting gear that they've got no experience in selling. Started with 200k, now you've got 1.4 mil. That's big. Nice one, dude. Congrats. On Draenor, big server and all. Nice. Okay, yeah, we got so far off topic there, it's not even funny. But let's move to the next thing. We done vendor business. We talked about vendors a lot. I even did a video on vendors. Check out my recent videos on the vendor stuff. What's been saying on here? This has had a significant impact on the vendor flips, such as the shrouded cloth flip, the composite bow flip, and the resulting floor price of shrouded cloth, pallet bones, and desert leather. Interestingly, he didn't mention the lace stripe one, but that's maybe because it was not as publicly known. Just posting this because it isn't up top right now, and others like me might not see the change before it's too late. Blizzard up the price of Penumbra. Oh, this is just literally some dude in the subreddit telling people that it happened. This is also an interesting thought that people had. Dust price will likely keep going up. Green base has got nerfed pretty hard with the 3x thread, an 80% thread cost increase. Yeah, dust is... people will still use this cloth to make dust. But obviously, I genuinely don't think this is actually going to have much effect on the price of dust. The fact that people claim it's going to keep going up, either I'm missing something, but dust is not going to change in price. Dust isn't changing in price because they upped the vendor price of the items, but the cloth is now considerably cheaper. Because the cloth is considerably cheaper, it still costs you the same price in total, which when you disenchant, you get the same results. So the price of dust is not really going to be affected by this. But yeah. Reckles, also known as Want to Buy Gold. We know who Want to Buy Gold is, surely. If you don't, you should go check out his YouTube channel. He's starting to be a little bit more consistent with his videos. He took a big patch of time off, but he seems to be back at it now. He was even in the chat a couple of days ago. Went through the vendor flips in pretty large amounts of detail. One thing he did come up with as an alternative was to increase the cast time rather than change the vendor price, which I personally disagree with, as I don't think it fixes the problem. But that in conjunction with some other smaller changes may have been a softer approach for sure. I think the price of dust will go down slower because of the vendor reagent price. Yeah, it's weird. It almost puts a price floor on dust, which is an odd one. But it just switches what you disenchant. People are now just going to disenchant the braces. So for the leather braces, yeah, you're just going to. It basically means that cloth is absolutely done. People aren't even going to use the cloth to make things to disenchant anymore because it'll be easier to do. It'll be cheaper to do the leather braces because the vendor price on the leather braces is considerably less. So yeah, technically, if anything, the price of dust is actually going to go down rather than, yeah. Yeah, this is, once again, something I genuinely don't agree with, but... Dust went to 33 gold on Tichondrius as Nerf went live and it's already back down to 14. Yeah, I don't get... I think the only reason why people thought the price of dust was going to go up was because of this. There was a line in the patch notes, which is still a little bit ambiguous to me, that said crafted Shadowlands weapons and armour now yield less soul dust when disenchanted. So, what 99% of people read that and take from it is that if I disenchant items, I get less soul dust. That doesn't actually appear to be what's changed. Because the actual prospect rate appears to be exactly the same as what it was before. You can prospect 100... prospect. I've been doing dual crafting too much. You can disenchant 100 braces right now and still end up with about 240 dust. Exactly the same as what it was previously. All that appears to have changed is that they seem to have squished the ends in. So whereas before you used to be able to get 1 dust, 2 dust, 3 dust or 4 dust from doing a single disenchantment. Whereas now it seems to be that you can only ever really get 2 dust or 3 dust. So technically, yes, you yield less soul dust when you disenchant. But if you disenchant enough, it still balances out to exactly the same as what it was before. So, arguably, they didn't really need to put this in here. And by doing so, it's just been a bit confusing. There may theoretically be 1 or 2 random items that were disenchanting for the wrong amount that we didn't really even notice yet because we were only disenchanting the capes or the braces or whatever it was. And they may have changed those and so felt the need to tell people about it. But realistically, nothing has changed with dust. Not that I've been able to find. Not that anybody else that seems to have been investigating has been able to find. So, your guess is as good as mine on that one. Get a second account and the cast time problem is solved. This is... It doesn't fix the solution, it just delays it. And hey, guess what happens when you do it across 8 different accounts? All of a sudden you're crafting 8 times as many. It's not something that is a permanent fix. Looks like an eternal crystal shuffle has been found. Yeah. Nerf incoming? Probably not. It probably won't be worth your time soon. Simply because we're going to get M+ and the raid in literally a couple of days. And by that point there'll be more crystals. There'll be more epics in the system than we know what to do with anyway, so... Crystal Shuffle's going to get nerfed, it needs to be. Buying vendor epics is pretty broken. The thing is, you're not buying them with gold though. you're buying them with Sinstone fragments, if I understand it right. I haven't actually watched the video, but I kind of knew about it anyway. If it's the one I'm thinking of, if it's the Venthyr cosmetic item you get from the Avowed, I think it needs it's like 500 Sinstone fragments or something. And so you're not actually buying it for gold, so you are somewhat limited to how many of them that you can buy. So you're not buying something for gold, disenchanting it, and then selling it for gold. You're having to trade in a resource to get it. So I don't think they'll do anything with that. By the time that the raid comes out and by the time we have Mythic Plus, the actual value of the crystals will probably go below a point where it's worthwhile you trading in your hard-earned currency to do it, kind of thing. But who knows? They might just prevent it from being disenchanted anyway, just to, you know, squish it before it becomes an issue. I'm getting so confused with all the new kinds of currencies in Shadowlands. Yeah, every zone seems to have its own new currency now, and it's a bit over the top, but it's a bit over the top. Do I spend 300k to get the Mail Helm to rank 3? Rank 2s are selling for 5k loss at the moment. No. Just no. Short answer, no. Long answer, no. But yes, if you actually think you'll make a profit of more than 300,000 gold on selling rank 3s. The reason rank 2s are selling, though, at a loss is because nobody can feasibly use them right now. And even less people are going to be able to use rank 3s anytime soon. So, realistically, no. It's probably selling at a loss because other people can't sell them. Because nobody wants to buy them. It's a cycle of no. Right, so we've done vendor stuff. Vendor stuff. 2x4 farm nerfs. There was a couple that got fixed. The big one was the one in Moldraxxus that was just absolutely bonkers. It is of no surprise that these get fixed. This happens at the beginning of every single expansion. There's a fair few people that knew that they existed from like at least halfway through the beta. I was aware of a couple of spots. I wasn't aware of the Moldraxxus one, but I was very aware of a couple of them in Ardenweald, which appear to have been fixed or at least sort of changed. Yeah, this happens at the beginning of every expansion. People realise that they can game the hyperspawn mechanic for their advantage, and then obviously once Blizzard catch on, they squish it because it just means that people end up printing epics and printing too much Shrouded Cloth again, which, as we've discussed, ended up being an issue for Blizzard as well. So it's a game of cat and mouse at the beginning of an expansion. Players will always find crazy ways of doing crazy things, way more so than Blizzard would ever suspect to look for even. When people find them, they take advantage of it for a while, then it gets fixed. Quite simple. But 2x4 farming, for those who are still maybe a little bit in the know, became a big thing. It came to be a relatively popular thing for people to do. I mean, it was a thing before Battle for Azeroth, but it was the beginning of BFA that really made it popular. And it's in essence where you run two separate groups of people, 4 people in each group. Now you may say, well, why don't you put 5 people in each group? Well, it's all because of the way that loot is distributed in the game. Each mob that you kill can be tagged by 5 players. Tagged means that 5 players can then loot that mob. What happens though is you can sort of skew this a little bit. If you've got a group of 4 people and then one other person comes along, that one other person can get a tag. So the 4 people in the group get a tag and then the one other person gets a tag. Now if that second person, that 5th person got the tag, is also in a group of 4 people, then Blizzard feels it's a bit unfair for just that one dude to get the loot. And so it shares the loot with the other 3 people as well. So it's a way to increase the loot tagging from 5 all the way up to 8. And it's the only way you can make it happen, which is why you have 2 groups of 4. But yeah, so you in essence, usually you get 2 groups of boomkins, primarily because they're AoE and dotting and instant casts is crazy. Can you do a bird? I can do a butterfly. Does that count? Or a dog or something. I don't know. But yeah, 2x4 farming has been pretty popular. It's usually a whole bunch of druids that you'll see doing it. There's often a monk involved, brewmaster monk for his statue. Is then that just the boomkins tag everything. All the mobs rush to the middle. The brewmaster's there with his statue, attracting everything, and then they just AoE the crap out of everything, and everybody wins. That's generally how it happens, and it's designed so that you can just kill as many things as fast as you humanly can. Now, rarely will you see much like that on my channel, but there's definitely some other channels out there on YouTube that are pretty big into keeping up to date with this. Admittedly, I can't necessarily entirely agree with how they approach the YouTube thing. Their thumbnails and titles are quite clickbaity sometimes. Not going to name any individual characters specifically, but you know who they are. But the way that this works is it generally creates a large amount of materials very, very quickly, and so Blizzard squished them, quite simply. Next, legendary base items. This is obviously a hot topic for me this week, and somebody Fox Duo over on Reddit has shared some information about things to keep in mind with the legendary base items. I've not read this, so I wonder if I agree with this. Let's see. We see a lot of people getting discouraged about the tanking of the legendary base items. Just wanted to throw some things out there for people to think about. We are just ending week 1. Okay, so this post is, for starters, this is actually a good few days old now. Is it best to invest in Legos or Sky Golems? I mean, flip a coin. Sky Golems is probably not a great investment right now, though. If you were going to invest in Sky Golems, you probably should have done it about 2 months ago. Base items haven't been usable yet. Well, they weren't last week, but they are, of course, now. So demand was slim. Yes, demand was slim last week for sure. Crafted legendaries have been hyped up, that everyone, including those that don't normally craft, to join the party to try and get rich. This is something I definitely agree on. And it was kind of highlighted if you watched my TED talk on legendaries earlier today. One of the things I highlighted is that for the rank 1s, literally everybody's trying to cash in on rank 1s, because yes, a lot of people thought that the rank 1 legendaries are going to be Dark Moon cards 2.0, that you could get crazy amounts of sales, make tons and tons and tons of gold, and then just peace out. That, unfortunately, is not going to happen when everybody is crafting 15 of the same item and trying to sell 15 of the same item. It just doesn't work like that. And as we've seen, a lot of prices have got absolutely smashed because of it. Amateurs will start exiting the market when they realise it's not profitable anymore. Prices will then stabilise. I'm not entirely sure I agree with the fact that prices will stabilise. Rank 1s are always going to be literally, at best, 101% of crafting cost. But what is true is that people will start piecing out very quickly. As soon as they realise that, well, actually, I'm not going to be able to make the millions of gold that I thought I was going to be able to make. A lot of people will have given rank 1s a go this week and then be like, nah, not happening. I'll see you later in a bit. Peace. 2x4 farms are dead. Sometimes you get 1 or 2 epics per hour, sometimes 1 every 10 hours. The best YouTuber with click... Okay. Crafting cost to make the higher ranks is very high. This is true. This is true. This is also something I don't think people really understand about the system, which is why I tried to highlight it a little bit earlier. A rank 1 uses only a quarter of the materials that a rank 4 does. So if people think that rank 1s are expensive to make right now, it's only going to get worse. So the fact that you can easily spend 30,000 gold right now on a leatherworking rank 1 item, that number is going to be 100k plus by the time you look at rank 4s. Just crafting cost, by the way. And if you would hope that if somebody has to spend 100,000 gold to make anything, they would at least charge a small profit on top of it. We can only hope. Most players can't afford to craft the higher ranks. They'll drop out, especially when they can't handle rank 1s as low as it is now. Yeah, this is going to be the thing. The other reason why this system is entirely designed for the purpose of goblins is that this is not a solo mode system. There is no feasible way for most people, unless they're really proactive in crafting and selling, to actually just make their own legendary with their own profession. Because you, as a single person, even if you upgrade your legendary, you only ever are going to need, well, not ever, that's not true. You only need 1 rank 1, you only need 1 rank 2, you only need 1 rank 3, and you only need 1 rank 4. Where if you want to do it solo and don't want to buy yours off the auction house, you actually have to make 14 additional rank 1s and then find a way to A, pay for them in the first place, and then B, sell them. You then need to make 14 rank 2s, so if you struggled with crafting and selling the rank 1s, imagine how you're going to feel about doing it again for rank 2s, and then by the time you see that you've got to do it again for rank 3s, you're like, nah, I'll just go to the auction house and I'll just buy mine off the auction house, please. And that's the mindset that everybody is going to end up in with this. The legendary system is entirely designed for goblins. There's no, it's entirely designed for goblins and for Blizzard to make a lot of money by selling tokens. That's it. Literally, that is it. Another thing to keep in mind is that the more Soul Ash is unlocked, players will have to acquire another rank base item if they want to stay competitive. It's a lot of upgrading. Yeah, I don't necessarily know how people are going to go about this, whether they are going to upgrade or whether they're just going to wait. I don't know, but there's plenty of people on most servers, so you should have a bit of luck with both. Have you seen the legendary transmog sets? Many players will want a rank 1 of every slot, so that after they've... Oh, okay. This is, yeah, maybe a thing. Rank 1s, like I said though, this might be a more lucrative thing if it wasn't going to be the fact that rank 1s will always sit, at best, at 101% of crafting cost. There's rarely going to be a point in time where you'll actually make gold off creating and selling a rank 1. I'm going to add to the fact that I bought my rank 4 cloak Lego, BIS by the way, for 21,000 gold. Same price of a single leather rank 1 piece. Yeah, well we kind of spoke a little bit about the massive disparity between tailoring, leatherworking, blacksmithing earlier. It's a bit mad. One thing to note as well is James has just pointed out you can't transmog legendary looks. At the moment, this isn't a thing. But Blizzard did indicate that they were going to make the transmog set appearances. Now, to my understanding, these aren't actually a thing in the game yet. But they definitely claimed that they were going to do it, which may lead people to want to get exactly this. A rank 1, at least a rank 1 legendary in every slot to complete the set. This is still work in progress. I don't think this is actually a thing in the game right now. Another point was that the expansion is actually super alt friendly, and we are literally only in week 1. This is true. This is true. It's going to be much, much simpler for people to have 2, 3, 4 characters nowadays, which will mean that those characters also will eventually go through Torghast, they'll eventually get their Soul Ash, and they will eventually want to pick up a legendary. So there's repeat custom there straight away. It's not going to be a huge thing, but what it does mean though is that there will always be this demand for the legendary items. Rank 1s will have their place because they're the cheapest. Rank 4s will have their place because they're the best. 2s and 3s, it's going to be a bit of an odd one to see what happens with 2s and 3s long term. This is why I said you either want to power to rank 4 and get it done and make as much profit as you can on the way, or you just want to kind of step your way up and try and keep ahead of the curve, and eventually hopefully end up with rank 4s. I'm telling you, this expansion is not alt friendly. Imagine getting all more quests, ashes for legendaries, powers, etc. if you have like 10 alts. Yeah, but what you're claiming there is you're claiming that you're doing 100% of everything on 10 alts. That's not by definition what you do on an alt. An alt is by definition a character that you don't play anywhere near as hardcore as your main. You may want to do that sort of stuff, yeah, sure, on your main, but the actual requirement for you to keep your alts up to pace is very simple. You have to collect 1,000 anima a week to get the renown from that, and you have to go to the Maw maybe once a week and rescue some souls, and you'll get a renown from that. If that's all you realistically need to do on your alts to keep them up to speed with things like renown, people are still in the mindset of that they have to do everything, and technically you don't. Gathering anima to upgrade your covenant is entirely optional. Unlocking Crafter's Mark II in the Maw by running the Maw every day is entirely optional. Completing all of the world quests every day is entirely optional. The only power-based system is going to be somewhat linked to the renown. So to make sure that you are kept up to date with renown, there's literally only a couple of hours you need to play on that character to do such. Go get 1,000 anima, which if you know what you're doing, you can do pretty quickly by running a couple of dungeons and doing a couple of very specific world quests or events during the week. You need to go to the Maw maybe once a week, rescue some souls, and you'll get your other piece of renown. Not to mention the fact that in the coming weeks there'll also be renown catch-up systems, which will then make your callings give you renown as well. And right now there's a grind for Torghast to get your legendary cape. True. Right now you're having to do like multiple levels. Hang on, let me make sure I get the terminology right. You're only allowed to do the first 3 layers of Torghast right now. But eventually, by the time you're geared up enough and you've completed the 8th layer of Torghast, you then only ever need to do the 8th layer of Torghast to cap your Soul Ash for the week. You can come back the next week and dive straight into layer 8, do 1 Torghast, and you're done of that wing. Then you go to the other layer 8 on the other wing and do your Torghast again, and then you are capped. Eventually you'll only need to do Torghast twice a week. Right now it feels like you have to do it a lot, and at the start you do. So yeah, right now, if you want to run 10 characters, there's probably quite a lot you got to do. But eventually, you could have 3, 4, 5 characters quite comfortably at a good level. There's already some catch up. My ult got a renown token from a mythic boss. There you go. There you go. This is the first expansion I've had more than one max level character within a week. And I'm about to ding 60 on the third. That's really cool. It's really cool that they've actually designed a system where people want to level their characters as well. I never wanted to level my characters in BFA. I never wanted to level them. Like, I leveled up a couple of times and I never wanted to do it again. It was a very, very painful leveling process in BFA, and it put off a lot of people having ults. And I also felt that any time I wasn't playing my main character, I was getting further and further behind. Because of things like having to grind neck levels and that sort of stuff. And I didn't even do any of that business. But it meant that even the casual players didn't want to level up ults. And that's before we even look at things like essences, which is just a shit show. Having to do essences multiple times on multiple characters? Nah, get out of town. Any news about flying? I've got no idea about flying. No idea about flying. Although, interestingly, I did see Mr. GM post a video today talking about flying. But I have a suspicion that while the video was titled something along the lines of everything you need to know, everything we know about flying in Shadowlands, I probably am safe in assuming that all that video really is telling us that we don't actually know a lot about Shadowlands flying yet. I don't think there's anything new that's come out recently. Otherwise, more people would have picked up on it. Will the missus lose it if you don't take a day off tomorrow? Well, I've got no choice in the matter. We've already got plans. We already know flying's coming in the first major patch and it won't be rep based. Flying is locked behind your renown though. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to be like capped in renown, I would imagine. But considering there's a catch up, you're going to do that accidentally anyway. It's why nobody gives it's why nobody cares at all about reputations now. It's the only reason people cared about rep previously. In fact, there was 2 reasons why people cared about rep previously. 1, because they knew they had to do it for the Pathfinder, and 2, because it had all the good profession locked behind it. You had all of your rank 3s locked behind Tortol and Exalteds. How about a cheeky late night stream for an hour or so just to be social? We'll see. We'll see. Felt forced to level for professions. Hated every minute of it on one. Yeah, leveling was never fun in BFA. Didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy it. Callings for gold. Oh, this is an interesting one because this has been hotfixed today. Perhaps an overlooked method for making gold has been highlighted. Every box. Oh, okay. This is not what I thought it was. Every box you get from your callings will have a big chunk of gold in it. You don't get like actual gold. You get grey items that total up a reasonable amount. Am I a Brummie? No, but I can sound very much like a Brummie if I want to. I lived, considering you know the term Brummie, I lived in a place called Leamington, which is close enough. It's close enough to Birmingham, but I don't have the thick accent, you know. But when I'm tired, it's very easy for me to accidentally start sounding like a Brummy. But yeah, you get a big chunk of gold as grey items. Ah, the spa. Yeah, the spa variety. Blackpool lad living in Chicago. Ah, I remember you said the other day, yeah. Another one that escaped. Congratulations. Interestingly, the BFA emissaries were also previously still giving large amounts of gold, although it should be noted that Blizzard have hotfixed this now, so probably not the case anymore. They said they're going to fix it down to 10% of the value they were before, so BFA emissaries are soon to only give you like 200 gold if you complete them, so it's hardly actually worth doing anymore. Don't forget the pet for the millionaires. What's this then? Oh, it's that one. It's getting Francois or whatever his name was. Yeah, if you can only get this pet if you happen to have 1 million gold in your inventory at the time. I can't remember exactly how you do it. I'm sure I did it at some point. But yeah, if you have 1 million gold in your bags, you can go and get this white funky chicken looking dude as a pet. It's kind of gated off for a lot of people because you've got to have not just 1 million gold, you've got to have it on that one character as well. So cool little thing that if you've just made a whole bunch of gold recently, you could take a look into that one for sure. And there we go. That was it. For starters, that was a day early. Not only was that a day early, it also means I now have no content for Monday morning. But hey, sure. Death Blossom only 19 gold on my server. Do you think it's worth buying for when alchemy demands it? Or do you think it won't go up that much? Also, thanks for the streams. You're welcome for the streams. I enjoy doing them. Secondly, Death Blossom at 19 gold. I wouldn't really... Death Blossom is the last thing I would probably stockpile because it's available in every zone and anybody that's ever doing any herbalism is going to end up with a lot of Death Blossom. Realistically, if you're going to stock anything for alchemy, I would be looking at things like maybe Marrow Root, maybe Widow Bloom, some of the rarer herbs that are used in large quantities in certain potions, for example. But not really Death Blossom. Trying to stockpile on a basic herb is always risky because there's always going to be large amounts of it hitting your auction house every day. Bear, good morning to you. Welcome. The 7-hour time difference kills me when you stream early. Yeah, I've not totally decided how I'm going to do my stream schedule going forward. I'm thinking that I may stick to... I am very aware that in the last couple of weeks since the launch of Shadowlands, there's a whole bunch of new people to the channel, and especially enjoy watching the streams. And that's basically because I've been streaming the best part of 8 to 12 hours a day since Shadowlands launched. And now for obvious reasons, I cannot continue to do that forever. But what I do need to do is come up with a stream schedule that not only works for me, but also works for like both time zones. Now I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that yet. I'm not exactly sure. But streaming firstly in the morning and then streaming every evening is not something I can perceivably do long term. You can't, but you want to. This is going to sound bad, and this is absolutely no disrespect to the 170 odd people in the stream right now, but I don't want to stream 12 hours a day. I was perfectly content streaming 4 to 5 hours in the morning, and then the reason why is because streaming more doesn't result in, it doesn't give you better results. Let me put it that way. For me to grow as a content creator, for the channel to grow, for me to be able to put more time and effort into the videos, I need time. Me streaming, like, it's been really, really difficult since the start of Shadowlands, because I've wanted to stream a lot, to actually get good quality video content out to you guys as well. So, quite simply, I'm not going to go entirely back to my previous schedule, which was morning streams, which I know doesn't work very well at all for anybody in the NA. I know people in the NA much prefer my evening streams, because it means that you've still got some chance to catch them when they're live. What I may look at doing is I'll still stream in the morning, like I used to do, Monday through till Friday. I'll still do about a 3-hour stream there, but I'll pick a couple of days during the week, and unfortunately those days may be slightly, they may be slightly not fixed. They may be dependent on what else I'm doing during the week, but I'll probably pick a couple of evenings that I'll stream as well. So, when you have a schedule, contact Gumdrops to get in the content creators list. Can be some nice free advertisement. That'd be cool. I always wake up and you're finishing the first stream. Yeah, that's the thing. Evening streams will get better when people are done with school and stuff for holidays. True. Yeah, I'm very cautious of the fact that I don't want to. I know without going into too much detail about my personal life as such, but I'm a sales and marketing guy, so I know how this works. I've been involved with YouTube since 2010, so what, now, like a decade now. So I know how the YouTube thing works. I know that this is good short term, but doing 12-hour streams is not the end game. The only reason I've been doing it recently is because there's lots of content. There's lots of stuff to be doing. I would rather go back to doing 3-4 hour streams and having them content packed and turning it into more of like a show than a stream. And then being able to have time to create some good quality video content, and then be able to have some time off. Simply put. But we've been entirely logged out, disconnected, the whole shebang. Let's check our auctions. We are done with the weekly wrap up. We can get this picture of a chicken out of here. Let's say goodbye to the chicken picture. Let's get ourselves logged back in. I think you're killing yourself? Oh, hell no. No. Right, let me put it to you this way. I've played video games for best part of 12 hours a day my entire life. My entire life. Like, if I'm not streaming, I'm probably playing. The point is, very simply, the point is that at the beginning of Shadowlands, I knew I was going to be playing the game a hell of a lot. So if I'm going to be playing the game a hell of a lot, I might as well be streaming it, you know? Kill 2 birds with 1 stone and all that. But I would like to now start to somewhat taper off the 12-hour game days and focus more on like actual content. Tandem kayak to paddle around the crystal clear blue water bay. 5-minute walk down the road. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, yeah, interesting. Right. Auction house time. What have we got? We're up to 400,000 gold in the mailbox. Have we got any sales on the auction house? We sold a rank 1, like literally 2 minutes ago, of Shadowghast Pauldrons. So let's get a new craft of those on the go. I didn't even log in on the second account. Derp. The only thing that burns me out about that is that your early streams are usually too early for me. This is the thing. I know that my early morning streams, I started streaming at that point for one very simple reason. Very simple reason that it's the most convenient time for me to stream. It was entirely a selfish reason. But now I'm very aware that there are a whole bunch of people that enjoy watching the content and have become relatively regular viewers. And I don't want to just overnight turn that off and just go back to my old schedule, you know? If you guys enjoy the content, I'll keep making it. It's quite simple. Keep the schedule, but devote more time to evergreen content. You'll see more growth. Oh, I know. Current schedule is perfect for me. Watch the first hour of half of the stream and then most of the second. I found the stream from the videos. Well, yeah, this is also this is also the reason. What was it? Was it Shadowghast Pauldrons I need to make? It's also the reason. What's also the reason? I don't know. I forgot. Oh yeah, it's also the reason I stream on YouTube, not on Twitch. One of the reasons I stream on YouTube, not on Twitch. Because every single person that watches one of my YouTube videos is very much likely, whether they are subscribed or not, to be shown my live stream when I'm live. This is why over the last 2 weeks of Shadowlands launch, we've gained like 2,500 subs on the channel. Explosive level growth at the beginning of the expansion. Because every time somebody watched one of my videos, next time they clicked on the YouTube homepage, boom, there's my live stream. I know how this works. It's literally my day job. I know how all of this works. Now, I don't want it to sound like everything I do is entirely calculated, but a lot of it is. I streamed full-time professionally on Twitch for like 2 years. YouTube is so much better for discovery. Yeah, absolutely. YouTube is 10 levels ahead of Twitch in that respect. The only problem is the community that can be created through live content isn't looked after in the same way that it is us on Twitch. I don't know how to describe that more eloquently. For example, like YouTube chat is just dog shit. Like, it's terrible. It only requires some very, very simple tweaks and changes to make it better, but it's not geared up for live content. This is the problem. YouTube is genuinely not geared up for live content. Like the YouTube dashboard behind the scenes, like this thing, the YouTube dashboard, it's garbo. It's absolutely trash. Hang on, now for some reason I appear to have lost my OBS windows. There we go. But Twitch chat is just an emote spam. Well, that's it. That's because they've gone slightly too far with it. There is a happy medium there somewhere for sure. Shadowghast Pauldrons rank 1. Shadowghast Pauldrons rank 1. Go. I've literally sold like 4 or 5 of these this evening, and I'd literally not sold a single one up until now. Mixer chat was good. Shame the platform was weird. Yeah, shame it was run by Microsoft, unfortunately. We can spam emotes too. True. You do have the emote potential. Right, cancel scan time, because I reckon everything has been undercut. Literally everything. But it's funny, if you look at live streaming on YouTube as a whole, like, what most people don't understand is the scale of YouTube. Like, for example, on Twitch, who are the biggest streamers on Twitch right now? You've got arguably Asmongold, you've got Summit, Lyric, obviously XQC. These guys are banging out 50,000 views concurrent on the regular every day. Their 50k Andys are not uncommon on Twitch now at the top of the tree. Shroud, of course. The thing is, there are YouTube channels that when they live stream on their YouTube channel would laugh at 50k, like hysterically laugh at 50k. There are YouTube channels that if they turned on their live stream, instant 250,000 viewers, instant. Like, and these are channels that people don't even know about. The potential viewership on YouTube is just uncomprehendable compared to Twitch. Twitch is a really small little bubble of people. Now, I'm not saying that I want 250,000 viewers in my stream, but all I'm saying is it really emphasises the discoverability of the platform. Where did all of my auctions go? Did I run a cancel scan and not press cancel again? I'm really not paying attention to what I'm doing. There's a lot of trash in my bags. Maybe I did collect everything. Maybe I need to post everything next. I'm getting tired, can you tell? Navisco, thanks for the sub. Welcome, welcome. Naviskio, sorry. I butcher most names. Hang on. Are we posting stuff? We are. Yeah, well there we go. There was my little talk on the channel direction, my reason for being on YouTube, not Twitch. Whole bunch of things. Tricky to pronounce Italian names, no worries. I'm tempted to dump money into rank 4s for blacksmithing, but my server has one of each already at 235. Need to check if it's the same person. Yeah, certainly check if it's the same person. Secondly, like, dumping money into rank 4s at this point is kind of dangerous. If you're already playing the legendary game, I would imagine your best option is actually the scattershot approach. Just craft one of everything and sell what's profitable and rank up what you can naturally. You could easily dump a lot of gold getting into rank 4 to then only find that rank 4 is either over competitive already or is not a good seller. The window of opportunity to take advantage of just zerging to max rank, I think, is coming to a close very quickly. Most of my non-nerd friends have never heard of Twitch, but I can't name one of them that doesn't know YouTube. Yeah, exactly. Twitch is such a micro community in comparison. I mean, there are still like multi-million hits on Twitch every day, but the point still stands. In comparison to YouTube, it's just a drop in the ocean. Not a huge amount has happened today. We had that big sale for 100,000 gold worth of Essence of Rebirth. That was just funny. The fact that it's clumped, this is interesting. The fact that it's clumped it together as 115 tells me that it was the same guy that bought them as well. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Look. I'm an absolute detective when it comes to the auction house. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. What did I say earlier? Who did I say was going to be the dude that bought all of those essences? Then only decided to dump 15 rank 1s at a loss on the auction house. And then bought 15 more essences to dump a rank 2 on the auction house at a loss. This is why, if you can't make gold selling the legendaries, you should at least be making gold selling the materials for other fools to lose gold on. Oh, I'm glad I remembered to check that. That's tickled me. Whenever I told people I was a Twitch streamer, I usually had to tell them it's like YouTube. Yeah, it's like YouTube, but it's full of gamers. And we don't make videos, we just stream it live. Then they go, what's streaming? What do you mean streaming? Like Pornhub? No, not like... That's what you usually get. It's fun to control the rank 4 market until somebody comes and undercuts you by 100k. True. Now I've mentioned the P word, this stream is probably demonetized knowing YouTube, but... Someone just posted in trade chat a Grim Veiled Belt Cloth Lego for 20k, 15k cheaper than auction house. Oh dear, poor tailors. I'm really kind of quite glad I didn't bother leveling my mage now. That would have been a big old mistake. Oh, I'm still in big screen mode. I didn't even realise I'm still in big screen mode. Maybe we'll just leave it in big screen mode. It's not like I'm doing anything super interesting. How do you keep your TSM updated regularly? If you use the desktop application, it just does it automatically. Although it seems to have been having issues recently. Oh, that made me giggle though. That's 103,000 gold. I'm very happy to take off this dude. Literally, the money that he lost selling his items, although he won't even sell them all, which is even funnier. The gold he lost by dramatically undercutting the legendaries is basically the money he gave me to buy the materials in the first place. When you get your Discord running, we should talk about streams, by the way. Yeah, I'm always happy to geek out with people about stuff like that, so... The Twitch versus YouTube thing is why Preach has almost all of his content eventually make its way to YouTube, because even while it's demonetized, the viewership on YouTube is so much higher. Yeah, absolutely. The weird, like, that's it. Like, YouTube, for it, in a weird sense of fashion, Preach still considers himself a YouTuber, more so than he considers himself a streamer. Even though the YouTube channel he runs and operates, I mean, he claims it's demonetized. It's not like demonetized to the point where they don't make any money at all. It's just has limited ads displayed on it because he's chosen to not censor his content. The drama time is literally the reason his channel doesn't make any money. But the matter of the fact is, regardless of that, he still considers himself a YouTuber more so than a streamer. I mean, he ultimately considers himself a content creator, I'd imagine, but the likelihood is that, yeah, he knows that YouTube is the platform. I still think the only reason Preach streams on Twitch is probably because he's a partner with Twitch and he's not allowed to stream on YouTube. This is also the reason I chose not to stream on Twitch. I mean, I don't want to dive into other people's financials. That's not my place to dive into other people's financials. But from a general point of view, YouTube, Preach, for example, and many other people still see YouTube as the main platform that they are going to devote their time and attention to, because it's where the audience is. I only ever watch Preach on YouTube. Yeah. He's one of those, for me, Preach is one of the people that I watch his content for him in the content, not the content. And I hope long term that's the kind of approach that I can get with this channel. That yes, I make gold in World of Warcraft, and yes, in the future we will do other things in World of Warcraft and maybe even other games. But the reason for me, I don't even read the title of a Preach video. If I see a new Preach video, I click. Like, I literally don't even think about it. It's just, oh, new Preach video, cool, bang. He's one of the, there's very few people. Like, I watch a lot of World of Warcraft content, but there's not really many people that I watch the World of Warcraft content because they are the person that's presenting it. Most of the time, if I watch some World of Warcraft content, it's because the topic of the video interests me. But with Preach is an example of where it does. I don't even read the title. I barely look at the thumbnail. Ah, new Preach video, cool, bang, let's go, let's have a look. I used to be the same with Bellular, but now Bellular is becoming a business. Bellular is an entity. I dip and dive in which videos I watch of Bellular's. He's more than just the dude that reports on World of Warcraft now. But that was an active choice on Bellular's part to go that way rather than the other way. He's clickbaited hard now. Bellular's always done that. He's always done that. Watched his dungeon achievement video, didn't even care about the achievement. Yeah, exactly. I watched half. Admittedly, I didn't watch all of it. It's a long ass video. But yeah, I watched a whole bunch of that video. Not because I gave a damn about the achievement. Made 13 million from 400k. Love the streams and vids, keep it up. Nice one, dude. Congrats. That's big. That's big. Right, all we seem to be able to do is sell gems, and I'm tired. So, boys and girls, I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to take a day off tomorrow, because god damn I need one. So don't expect any videos tomorrow. Don't expect any streams tomorrow. But on Monday, I want you to all report to me exactly how many millions of gold you made over the weekend. I want to see how many people we can get into the 7-figure club. The 7-figure club is a wonderful place to be in this game. It gives you so much freedom. You can basically buy a BOE legendary if you want one, and it's easy game. So, I'll be back on Monday. I don't know what the schedule's going to be next week. Plus, Cyberpunk also comes out next week, so we'll see. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And guys, I'll see you Monday. Peace.